but that's not act like them always been the Chicago staples.
I disagree with you. Even like around United Center, it wasn't shit over there 10 years ago.
What did you do around the United Center?
There's mad restaurants leading.
What did you do around the United Center?
Listen, there's mad restaurants leading up to the United Center. So like now, that whole Madison Street 10, 15 years ago didn't exist. It's a fact. It did not exist. Even, bro, we left the UC one night and went to a bar. Like, we was walking, like, bro, we need to, like, walk somewhere and, like, get to somewhere away from the stadium to call an Uber. We left and literally walked into a bar on Lake. That you could have done that 10, 15 years ago.
I disagree with that. You could have.
No, you
could have. Yes, you could have.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could have.
No, you couldn't.
I think y'all be discrediting how beautiful of a city Chicago has always been.
No, I'm not.
It's always been a beautiful city.
Look better now.
It's always been hella bars, hella restaurants, and all that stuff everywhere. And it don't look better now. It's always looked good. Chicago's never not looked good.
I disagree with that.
When does Chicago look bad?
Bad, no, but
it's never looked. It's never not looked good. Even when Daly was there.
Bad, no, but it looks.
And we online finally now. Shout out to all of y'all. We started the show without y'all because we just started the show without y'all. Finally, the streaming stopped tweaking. I closed out my internet browser. But shout out to all of y'all. We finally live. This is Hoops and Brews. We're here. No intro, sadly, because y'all just picked up where we started because the stream was tweaking. But we're talking about Chicago and the All-Star Weekend because both of us went to Chicago, for the All-Star Weekend. We actually had an event in Chicago as well, but we're just talking about the city of Chicago. And Pavy said that he thinks that Chicago wouldn't have been able to do an event like this 10 years ago. I disagree. I think Chicago's always been that beautiful. And I think it's always been that lively.
It wasn't,
bro, they was pitching to have the Olympics there.
And look, that wasn't and it would have came this year in 2020.
Yeah, but do you know where the Olympics was gonna be at?
Washington Park.
Exactly. Who the hell going out there?
Listen.
Who the hell going out there?
Listen.
Ain't nobody going out there.
If it goes to Washington Park, that means that whole area looks completely different. They was pitching to have the Olympics here this year. That pitch came up in 2012. Also, the reason why.
So if it ain't that dope of a city in 2012, how you pitching to get the Olympics?
They would have remodeled They would have literally remodeled
the whole Hyde Park.
The
whole fucking Hyde Park
would have completely got remodeled.
Hyde Park been remodeled anyway,
and it looked way different than what it was even over there.
But who the fuck is going to the All-Star game to go to Hyde Park? You're not. That's what I'm saying. Where were we? Downtown.
And look,
what are you talking about?
More stuff to do even downtown. More stuff to do even downtown than it was 18 years ago.
The same goddamn place that everything is always at in downtown. It happened at downtown.
That's not true, bro. That's like that, bro. There are way more. Even for instance, the West Loop over by Lake. That was all like factories 10 years ago. It's way more restaurants. The Ace Hotel was over there. That's Ballast Point is over. Like that's way more attractions to do in Chicago than what it was 10 years ago.
Bro,
it just is.
It just is. You are on one. You discrediting the city, man.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you have.
I mean,
yes, you have. Yes, you are. You hella are.
No, I'm not.
You're hella discrediting the city.
I don't even know.
I remember going to lunch when I was like 20 for like 4 ramen or some shit in the West Loop. The West Loop been decent. We gotta stop acting like Chicago all of a sudden became this mystical city because the All-Star game was there. It was mystical before that shit.
Not like this.
It was mystical before that. It's been mystical. Stop that.
It's like you might
wild as hell,
bro. You might have had one restaurant, then the next thing it might have been a factory.
Wild as hell.
The West Loop has came up way more.
It came up, but let's not act like because it's been cracking before.
No, not like this. I never said it was terrible. I never said it was run down under that. I'm just saying it looks way better and it's way more attractive to do than what it was. Yes, it does.
Just because the industry failed and then they finally figured out what to do with them empty buildings.
That means it looks a lot.
No, it don't because you telling me that it looked different because it was factories over there first. Yeah, the industry died.
Okay,
so they take the factories and turn it into a restaurant.
So it looks different. It's more attractions. That don't make sense.
Why would you have attractions in a place where industry is
exactly? It looks different.
Everybody was still in the same areas. G. Who was in the West Loop? You was in the West Loop?
When?
You was in the West Loop? No, I'm talking about this All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, I was.
Alright, G.
So who else was over there? So I don't even think I was there like 15 years ago.
Alright, G. Okay, so because the Soho House over there, now Chicago look way better.
See, that's way more things over there in general.
I can't agree with you on that one. I'm sorry. I done been all around Chicago my whole life. And me seeing the whole Chicago my whole life, all it's done is got a little bit more technologically advanced because every place has got more advanced. It's got bigger buildings because every place in the world has got bigger buildings. It's still the same Chicago. It's the same as Chicago has always been.
I disagree with
the same goddamn Chicago has always been. I used to go to the restaurants around the UC. We used to be over there by UIC getting Italian ices and all of that shit from the West Loop over there by Maxwell's, where all them bars, all that shit's been over there. It's been over there.
I'm not saying
it's been over there.
I'm not saying that
it's been over there.
I'm not saying that there was nothing over there.
It's been over there. It's been over there.
I'm not saying there was nothing over there, but I'm saying there are way more attractions and way more things to do than what it was
I guess.
10 years ago.
I guess. Most motherfuckers I know that go to Chicago to see the Bean. The Bean has been there for 10 years.
Okay, that's
Stop
dope.
that, man.
That's dope.
Stop that.
That's still way more attractions to do than what it was.
It's not
10,
really,
15
though.
years
It's
ago.
not. You literally had the events in the same places you always would have had them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you. Then why was the NBA's biggest non-United Center at Navy Pier?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's what the fuck you do in Chicago.
Yes, but there's way more things to do besides just. I'm saying like there's way more events that go in All-Star Weekend besides just the NBA events. But in general, what I'm saying is, I think that this weekend will help. For one, bring
Soundbar ain't that new. Me and the homie been going to Soundbar since I lived in Chicago. 12, 13.
Soundbar.
And most of the big events at Soundbar. And all of them bars that's over in that same thing. If they wasn't there, they was downtown.
That's not exactly true. But anyway, I think that this weekend in general will help bring, more sporting events to the city. I also think that it'll help with free agency as well. I think that you just get to, again, just spend some time in. I feel like Chicago is a place where, like, a lot of times, especially during the season, I don't know if athletes really spend time there. Even asked Jabari about Chicago being a mecca of basketball. He said no because players don't spend time there in the summertime
because they don't want to get murdered.
Yeah, but also it's like, okay, whatever. Anyway, he said they don't want to. They don't.
Dead ass.
Yeah, but that could happen to you in LA. That could happen to you in a lot of different places. That could happen to you in LA too. Yeah. That could happen to you. A lot of people get robbed and stuff in LA too.
Yeah,
that definitely happened. But so again, he was like, people don't spend time there. I think that just people coming to the city, being around, seeing that, it's very, very lively. At least you got somewhat of a decent weekend weather-wise. Like, obviously, Thursday and Friday was cold, but at least Saturday and Sunday, 36, 38, you can get outside, be outside, maneuver, do things, and not feel like your bones is chilling, freezing. So I think that this will help the city.
I still felt like that, but I feel you.
Whatever. Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Fine.
All the things you love about Chicago are usually the things that I was like, I got to get the hell out of here for. So it's okay. That's why we here, because difference of opinion.
Fine. Regardless, though, I think that this will help the city out a lot when it comes to everything in general. And I think that, in general, I would love to see a Super Bowl come there eventually. If New York had one, I wouldn't mind Chicago in the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't. Why?
What you mean?
So they could be playing outside in 0-degree weather.
It might not be 0
degrees. Who the hell want to see that?
It might not be 0
degrees.
See that shit, in New York, it was snowing.
Keep the Super Bowl.
In New York, it's snowing.
Look, you want to have an XFL championship in Chicago? Cool. It'll be like June. Keep the Super Bowl out of Chicago.
Bro. Remember the New York Super Bowl? It snowed. Like, it snowed the night before. They had to do all night stuff.
Yeah, and that was not jiggy.
It was a decent Super Bowl.
It was not jiggy.
What Super Bowl was that?
That was the one with the Seahawks and the Broncos, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it the Seahawks and the Pats? One of them.
That's a great question.
It's one of them. You can look it up. You got a computer in front of you, but
Super Bowl in New York.
I don't know if that. I can't agree with that. If I'm playing the Super Bowl, I don't want to be playing a 0-degree weather.
It was.
They don't deserve a Super Bowl championship game being played at Lambeau Field.
Oh yeah. It was the Broncos one. It was the
Broncos
2014.
Broncos Pats.
Yeah. 2014.
Who won that one?
Oh, that was when the Broncos got destroyed.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's when they fumbled the opening kickoff and it was bad from there.
Yeah, it was over.
That was the kickoff.
Peyton was throwing all them damn interceptions. Yeah, that was when the Legion of Boom was really booming.
Yeah, and then
y'all, a lot of y'all not gonna remember who LOB was. LOB.
Not gonna remember Cam Chancellor.
Well, you put a sorry receiver.
See, that
was Crabtree on the field.
See, that was like one of the funniest moments in football history because
that's what happened.
Because it was straight off the dome, bro. That's how he really felt in that moment.
That's how them XFL interviews be. That man said, "Hey, man, we got to change the whole game plan to go into the halftime." He's like, "Are you sure?" Like, yeah, the whole game plan. None of this is working. The coach was like, "He said that." Like,
none of this is working.
He said that, man. He said that. But anyways, as far as All-Star game, the actual game. The actual events. I know we talked about the city, and the only reason why we spend so much time talking and arguing about the city is number one, because Chicago put on that great of an All-Star weekend that it deserves to be argued over and talked about and lauded. It was great everywhere. Obviously, if you ever been to Chicago and tried to go out to a club or a bar, you already know what it is as far as the dress code. So you just gotta accept that and just know that God is on your side and just keep it moving. Because literally, I had a white homie. He couldn't get in the bar because he had on a Jordan shirt. I'm like, come on, G.
I mean, why are you trying to go to the bar with a Jordan show anyway?
Why does it matter? A girl walked in with me with a graphic tee and some J's on.
It's a girl.
It's
a woman. We want women in there. We don't really want men.
Why does it matter?
Why you got to?
You can go anywhere in Los Angeles, damn near with anything. I can damn near walk into the club out here with a robe on.
Yeah, if you know somebody.
Not really.
If you know somebody.
Not really.
If you know somebody. If you don't know.
Not with a house robe, but like I could walk in the club probably with a silk robe on. If I had on a fit, I could probably walk in the club with a silk robe on.
But keyword you said was a fit. Keyword you said was a fit. If you in LA.
I don't want to hear that. That's bullshit.
If you in LA, you can.
I've worn sweats to the club.
Because it was probably a fit. It probably looked nice.
Man, I don't want to hear that.
The fit, like whoever fit you had was probably a trash fit.
This is my only.
It was probably a trash fit.
This is my only grievance with Chicago. You all are fucking racist.
TPJ.
Stop being racist towards black people and people of the hip hop culture.
TPJ, was the fit nice? Honest question. When he had the Jordan shirt on, was the fit nice?
Why I gotta look at his fit?
Was the fit nice?
Why does his fit matter when he finna go and spend money?
What's the fit nice?
I can't even remember.
Yes, you do.
It was cold as hell. We was all had on bundle.
What's the fit nice?
It was decent.
Okay, so you said the word
it was decent.
So it wasn't.
It was decent.
It wasn't nice.
It was decent.
It wasn't nice.
It was decent.
It wasn't nice.
It don't matter. They ain't let some dudes in because they had on hoodies.
That's unfortunate. Now that's.
But they let my homie in with a hoodie on because he had on a jacket and some skinny jeans.
He was jiggy then.
No,
he was jiggier.
Stop.
He was
being racist
he was jiggier.
Against the hip hop culture.
He was jiggier.
Stop being racist against black people in Chicago, with all these goddamn rules and regulations. I hate that shit. Can't go to the club without 89 million rules before you walk in. I'm patronizing your bar and spending money. Come on, man.
I mean, I never had.
I hate that.
I mean, I hate that. I feel you. I just never had.
Other than that, Chicago was great, but Rising Stars game didn't really watch a ton of it because I was getting drunk.
Not good.
I saw Zion miss a bunch of dunks at the end, but
he did make a rim move though, like the whole rim. No, he dunked it like the entire rim move.
I can believe
that was cool.
It. Yeah, I mean they did try to. I feel like they tried to give him a little mini dunk contest before the end of it because he ain't getting a real dunk contest, and it's like people don't realize how much pressure them dunkers be under when they in the dunk contest, and also how they can just take as many steps as they want to and do as many things they want to in the dunk contest without having to worry about travel at the end. Yeah, they won, but you can't just grab them up and shuffle your feet and
nobody.
He traveled. He took like 4 steps on one dunk.
He did.
He took like 4 steps on one dunk, but you can't just grab it that much from free throw line and run a 360 windmill like he was trying to.
From the last minute of the game, they tuck the whistles. They do this every year. They tuck the whistles and it becomes a dunk contest. Literally every year the Rising Stars game, the last minute, no basketball. They throw the ball to whoever jumped the highest and they do shit.
Did you enjoy the Rising Stars game?
Yeah, not
you were
really.
In the building.
It's not really.
No.
It was like I wanted to at least see some level of competitiveness. They didn't compete at all for any of the quarters. The best part was when Luka hit the 3 from half court. That was probably the coolest thing that happened all game. And then when Zion dunked and made a rim move. Everything else was like, this is mad boring. Like y'all could compete a little bit. We didn't even get no like one-on-one back and forth action. Like I remember the year when Tim Hardaway and Deion Waiters went at it. There was a year when Brandon Knight and Kyrie Irving went at it. Like there have been moments in which at least a little one-on-one battle will break out mid-game. We didn't even get that this year. The Rising Stars game was awful.
I'm not gonna lie. Your man's was decent in that game though. RJ Barrett.
He decent in general.
He's not decent in general.
He's decent.
He's mid.
No, he's not.
He's mid.
He's good. He had a damn high ankle sprain for like
mid
4 weeks.
Lothian.
He's good.
He is mid.
He's good.
Mid Lothian.
What do you not like about RJ?
RJ Barrett is mid Lothian. Also, I just want to say for the record, I'm not taking anything back I've ever said about Reggie Jackson now that he is a Clipper. He plays numbnut ball, and RJ Barrett is mid Lothian. Remember, I said that. Okay. But 3-point contest.
Great contest.
It was.
Craziest part about it, I was watching the Larry Bird contest. I think he won with 21. That don't even get you to the next round now.
Yeah.
21, you damn near might be out the first round.
That's exactly why I told you that Luka Doncic is going to be better than Larry Bird. Like y'all telling me shooting percentages back then, they wasn't doing it like we doing it now.
But
you feel me?
Yes, but same thing.
Y'all talking me about pace, they wasn't doing it like these guys doing it.
Yes, but
Buddy Hield damn near could go into the 50s or the 60s or the 70s and probably be the best shooter in the whole league by a mile.
I mean, like, I hear what you're saying, but if you accelerate them and take somebody from the 50s and you put them right now and give them the same training, which is what you have to do.
But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about training.
And also,
we're not talking about accelerating. We're just talking about what it is.
And look, also, you weren't... The game was played differently. You could hand check more. Like some of the things they wouldn't even allow you to do back then. So that's why I hate when people say that and act like those guys weren't skilled just because of like how the era was and how defense was. And I think people could literally tackle you on the court, G. Like you could run in the paint, they could tackle you out there. That's not defense. That's not defense.
I hate when y'all use
this. That's not defense.
I hate when y'all use the physicality excuse. Like all of these guys are bigger and stronger and faster.
I feel
than all
you,
those
but they're
guys.
not allowing you to do certain things. Like, can you imagine they could allow Gobert to literally push somebody out the air? They can't. You can't do that.
Okay, so what? But if he played back then, he could do the same goddamn thing. That's what I'm saying.
But
like, y'all talk to me about these guys and the old players, but if the new players play back then, they can do the same thing and they bigger and stronger and faster. That's what I'm saying.
I hear what
so
you're saying.
Everybody want to talk to me about Bill Laimbeer. What the hell Bill Laimbeer gonna do to anybody? What Bill Laimbeer gonna do to Bam Adebayo? That Bam Adebayo can't do to Bill Laimbeer.
I feel you.
He gonna send that man to the goddamn 18th row in whatever they used to play at back then. What the hell they gonna?
But Bam Adebayo might be a little bit less discouraged to jump from the dotted line when you know somebody can push you clean out the air. You might be a little less discouraged.
He can do the same thing though. That's what I'm saying.
But listen to what I'm saying. You might be a little less discouraged to do certain things if somebody can push you clean out there.
Look, if you ever played on like when Tim Hardaway was calling out Scotty for not going to the hood courts. You ever played on the hood courts? You know how I feel to get tackled out the air or get pushed and land on concrete. I mean, when I was a kid, when you left the pickup court and you ain't had no scrapes on you, what did you really do?
I never got tackled out the air playing pickup.
Shit.
Tackled out the air, I never got.
You ever played on 55th and been watching the park? Exactly. That's what my family. We used to walk over to them courts on 55th at Washington Park, and my dad would be like, "All right, go play."
Somebody tackle you out the air, you like it's a fight.
It's not a fight. It's not a
fight.
It's not a fight.
I've seen mad fights at the
park.
It's not
a fight.
I've seen mad fights at the park because somebody got fouled.
I have, but I've also seen mad people get up and be like, and then they talk their shit and they get in the next possession down. I be out here playing basketball in LA and motherfuckers be in the arena salty because I'm playing defense.
I mean, that's like trash, but like.
I mean, for real, like, hey, bro, you grabbing me, so what? We playing defense.
That's like trash. But again, I've seen mad fights at the park.
I ain't worried about it.
I've seen mad fights in V's. Just because somebody was like, "Hey, bro, you hacking? Stop fucking hacking me. Get somebody face boxing time."
Didn't who was that sent that man that knocked out Rudy Tomjanovich?
I don't know. I like forgot bro name.
Now imagine if that's LeBron.
I mean, yeah, okay, I feel you.
Imagine if that's LeBron. So yeah, Rudy Tomjanovich could push somebody out of bounds, but guess what? What was his name? His name was like Kirby Puckett. Was that Kirby Puckett?
I have no idea.
Who hit Rudy Tomjanovich? One of y'all in the comments.
But imagine if,
who hit Rudy Tomjanovich? Look that up. Put it in the comments.
But imagine
whoever hit Rudy Tomjanovich. Imagine that was goddamn LeBron James.
I mean, sure, but imagine like you couldn't touch Ward B. Free, you couldn't touch Isaiah Thomas. Imagine what they would do. Like looking at what they did in the A's, if you can't touch them,
it don't matter what
could
they shoot though.
Yeah,
none of them guys were shooters.
Yes,
though.
they could. Isaiah Thomas could shoot. Ward B. Free could shoot. Now, granted, they wasn't out there shooting like Steph Curry, but they could shoot the ball.
We just got different beats. There's nothing wrong with it.
And on top of that, who's stopping them from getting to the rim? Do you have to shoot the ball? Who's stopping them from getting to the rim?
Who's stopping who from getting
Isaiah
to the rim?
Thomas or Ward B. Free. Who's stopping them from getting to the rim?
The same people that stop these little guys that's way better than Isaiah Thomas from getting to the rim. Isaiah Thomas'
handle is still up there with the best of them. G.
Okay, yeah, his handle.
So who's stopping him from getting to the rim, G?
From who?
His handle and his layup package in the pass.
We gotta see. We gotta see.
So that's what
we gotta see.
But we
gotta see.
Regardless, 3-point contest was great.
And shout out to Chicago for honoring Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, Dwayne Wade, Candace Parker, all of the old school Chicago Hoopers, including Benji. All of those guys, they honor them. I actually have an amazing Slam magazine that I got from the NBA convention where they actually have every single Chicago Hooper, like a full Chicago Hoops history spread. So shout out to the NBA for really putting on for the Chicago Hoopers as a whole. I feel like that was something we didn't really get a chance to see at any other. I feel like they did this All-Star game completely different than they did any of the previous ones. I feel like the history of Chicago basketball was really at the forefront. Yeah, so when guys like Anthony Davis say it's the Mecca, I'm not upset at that. Because you really got to see the history of Chicago basketball throughout this weekend. 32 years, but still, but that's what I'm saying. When a person like you talk about Chicago and the basketball history, or like, oh, the Bulls, like, no, we did.
No,
we did.
The
Bulls. The Bulls franchise still got history.
Listen. Yes, they do, but it's very recent history. What I'm saying is this: if we want to talk about Chicago basketball, I mean, throughout history. It's only really a couple places I think that you can argue to have better basketball. I think New York.
Kermit Washington was the guy that I thought I said Kirby Puckett probably.
I mean, obviously,
Kermit
I think that.
Shout out to you, Brandon Brooks. Go ahead,
I personally think New York is the quote unquote mecca of basketball, just because, the legendary parks you have. When you talk about that, you gotta think about Kareem that came from there, like all the guys in the '80s and some of that came from that. But in recent memory, like in the last 30 years, I mean,
Kareem was born in New York.
Yeah, Kareem.
Had no clue.
Kareem, Dr. J, I think was from New York.
Had no clue Kareem was born in New York.
I mean, then you go to the street ball legends. So I think New York is the quote unquote mecca of basketball just over time. When you look at the last 30 years, I mean, between LA and Chicago, you neck and neck.
Yep. So, dunk contest.
I don't think Aaron
Gordon was cheated.
No, he wasn't.
Yes.
Here's why I don't think he was cheated. Because I think the last dunk, for one, I think the contest went very long. Number one, the contest went mad long. So I think the last dunk.
So?
Like the last dunk, when you jump over Taco, like it just wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. And even Derrick Jones Jr. dunk, it's like the reason why none of them got 50s because it just wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. Like Derrick Jones Jr. tried to jump from the free throw line, but he was one step inside. That's still a crazy ass dunk. Like if anybody knows how far that G, you go like bro. Next time you at the Clippers arena, you go jump a free throw line, see how far you make it.
Yeah, now I'm gonna get tackled by security.
I'm just saying. After the game, do it. Run on the court after the game, jump from the thing, and just see how far you get.
It's the same free throw line as the court of my crib.
Dunk,
it's the same free throw line as the court of my crib.
Dunk, G. Okay.
Bar.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Same free throw line as the court of my crib.
Go down when we done. Leave, go down. Run from half court. Try to jump from the free throw line. See how far you get.
I'm not 6'7" with springs. Though.
I'm just saying.
I'm 5'11" on a good day.
What I'm saying is,
you know what I mean? I'm 5'11" with normal people athleticism.
What I'm saying,
I'm not 6'7" with freakish athleticism.
What I'm saying, it's
the
a
man was
crazy
7'6", G.
It's okay, but it didn't look aesthetically pleasing. And even if you look at Derrick Jones Jr.'s dunks from when he was from, even though the between the legs, G, he's doing that with the offhand. With his left hand, jumping over people, completely clearing the person. Like, he deserved to win. I mean, it sucks that AG go out like that, but he deserved to win. And AG had this thing in which all his dunks are crazy, but it's like the dunk that he does last should have been a dunk that he did 3 dunks before. Even like the first contest against Zach LaVine, when he did the up-down. It's a crazy dunk. But after you done did everything that you done did, it's not as crazy of a dunk. We judge you by your own standards at this point.
Nah, I disagree with that. Like Shaq said it perfectly on Inside the NBA. Said you can't get a 50 for dunks earlier, but get less than a 50 for a dunk that was better or had a higher degree of difficulty. I don't care about what is aesthetic.
It wasn't better.
It was.
The Taco Fall dunk wasn't better.
Yes, it
was. It wasn't.
He's 7'6".
That's dope. It didn't look as cool.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't look as cool.
Can you jump over anything 4'5"?
Hell no.
7'6".
Can you jump from the free throw line? Hell no.
Aaron Gordon can. That's what I'm saying.
Can you do it?
Why the hell? So what? So 1 foot inside the free throw line is better than jumping over somebody 7'6".
Neither.
What the fuck?
It wasn't that like.
That doesn't make sense.
It wasn't that crazy, bro. Like I didn't look at that and be like, oh, if he'd have cleared him, then cool.
He did clear him.
No, he didn't. He set all on him.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Taco literally had his hand
and
the ball
ducked way down. He set all on the man.
Gee, so even if he ducked, no, and actually that's not true. Go back and rewatch the slope.
I rewatched it.
Gee, he didn't sit on the man.
And, it didn't look.
If his shorts hit the man's head, it's a problem.
You're not gonna change.
Derrick Jones Jr. jumping over 5, and also the thing that made it even better, he was jumping over Chance. How tall is Chance? You didn't been around Chance before.
Your height. Chance your height.
You go from jumping over somebody height.
Did you see how far above the man was?
Stop, G.
I feel
Listen
you.
to me. You go from jumping over somebody height. You know how tall
I
Darius is. You know how tall Darius is.
I don't care.
Imagine somebody jumping over somebody a foot taller than Darius.
My opinion. He did not get cheated.
A foot taller than Darius.
It did not look aesthetically pleasing.
Darius, shout out to you, bro. If somebody jump over somebody that's a foot taller than you, G, I'm walking out the building and I'm going home.
It did not look like
you wild, G.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, you probably lost.
You're wild.
If anything, you tied, If anything, you tied, you go and you go to the next round.
And D-Wade, you my favorite player of all time, but that was some goddamn bullshit.
If anything, you tied, you go to the next round.
D-Wade, you my favorite player of all time, but you did that. And I don't want to hear about the other people. They not D-Wade. You D-Wade.
If anything,
you screwed that up.
If anything, you tie and you go to the next round.
That's trash.
And it's like,
that's trash. It's gonna be. It's gonna. They need to put a 30 for 30 about how Aaron Gordon was screwed out of both of these goddamn dunk contests. Do that.
And even still, the dunks he did in the contest before against Zach LaVine are better than the dunks he did this time. But
it's not about that.
I understand.
He's playing the field of competition.
I feel that.
So don't talk to me about the previous
stuff. I feel what you're saying. But
and also, I disagree with that because he was way more prop heavy in his first dunk contest.
And it was better.
I disagree with that.
When he sat over the man like this, what the fuck you do better than that in this one?
And he lost.
But again, because Zach LaVine wouldn't be able to.
Zach LaVine didn't have that many props.
He went between the legs from the damn free throw line.
He didn't have props.
That's dope.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You. If you Aaron Gordon, and I just lost to somebody that was just getting up and didn't have props, I'm going to not use props and just get up and I'm going to win that way.
That's not why he lost the way.
He got up, G. What is the point of the dunk contest?
G, the reason why he lost, even the first one, was because
Mike wouldn't be clearing a 45 with most of them dunks he did back then now.
Okay, that's cool. The free throw line he would though.
No,
free throw line.
No,
yes, he would. Free throw line he would.
No,
he would.
Dr. J did it and honestly did it better.
But no, Dr. J didn't look.
He just didn't have his tongue sticking out and his hand out there.
It's all about being cool.
It's not about
he didn't look as cool.
Who was smoother than Dr. J?
Who?
I'm asking
Jordan when he dunked. Dr. J dunks wasn't that cold.
Dr. J the smoothest dunker of all time.
No, he not.
Yes, he is. The smoothest. I
No,
didn't say the best. I said the smoothest.
No, Jordan is the smoothest.
No, it's not.
Yes, he is.
No,
yes, he is.
No, it's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Jordan is the flashiest in-game dunker.
No, he's the smoothest.
He's the flashiest.
He is the smoothest.
The flashiest.
He is the smoothest.
The flashiest.
And no, Neek.
Dr. J is the smoothest.
And no, Neek
is the hardest in-game dunker.
I feel like Neek is a flash as well, G. Neek was doing some shit in-game that people didn't do in contests ever. And you could argue Vince too. Vince had some crazy in-game dunks as well. Some crazy. I think Vince is the best in-game dunker ever.
I disagree with that.
So who's better than Vince?
Michael Jordan.
In-game? I disagree with that.
In-game, Michael Jordan.
I disagree with that.
In-game, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just be on a fast breaker.
I think in-game, Jordan might be third.
Vince just started turning a lot. I think Paul George is one of the best in-game dunkers. Come on, stop that. What's PG's signature dunk?
That little shit he did on the fast break against Indiana.
No, what's his signature dunk? Stop being disrespectful.
The shit he did on the fast break with Indiana.
No, that 360 windmill
is his signature. That's on the fast break.
It's a 360 windmill.
Okay. Gee, Vince Carter went in the lane, did up and under in the lane in traffic, went up under on somebody. G, on somebody.
I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not talking about dunking on people.
Gee, he avoided the man.
Yeah, but all the other dunks you gonna name, but what other dunks you gonna name me other than that?
The windmill he did?
I just told you Paul George do 360 windmills all the goddamn time. That's what I'm saying.
He did it once.
I think Mike is the best in-game dunk. I think Dr. J is the smoothest. I think LeBron, Vince, and honestly, Scottie Pippen are probably in a 3 to 5 way tie with any two other guys you want to put in terms of best dunking on somebody in the game. No, I said dunk. I said no. You didn't listen to what I said.
I heard what you said.
I said dunking on somebody.
You lost your damn mind.
What you mean? Scottie Pippen ain't got some of the nastiest dunking on people dunks?
One of them.
No, he got a couple of them. He got a couple of them.
He has one of them.
He got a couple of them. He got a couple of them.
One of them.
He got a couple of them.
He has one of them.
Go back and rewatch some Scottie Pippen dunk highlights.
I don't get that impressed.
He got a couple.
He has one of them.
He has dunking on people.
Amari was more better than Scottie when it comes to dunking on people.
Yeah, but Amari a big man. I don't count them in the same vein. Because if that's the case, Shaq was the greatest dunker on people, but he right at the rim with everybody else.
That's fair.
You dunking on people and pushing them 6 feet.
I mean, even Bron. Did you mention Bron?
I said Bron, Scottie, and Vince.
I can't put Scottie in the same conversation as the rest of them.
I can. I'm sorry. Y'all love to say I hate Scottie. I put Scottie in that conversation. But I believe that Aaron Gordon should have won. He got shitted on. I know he got shitted on because even after he dunked over Taco Fall and Derrick Jones Jr. saw that score Aaron Gordon got, even he was looking surprised like, damn, I just kind of stole this one. He stole that one. But it's all good. Let's move on. Let's talk. Do you like the new All-Star game format? What are your thoughts on it? Did you feel like the game was competitive? Did you like what went on? Did you think that they played for what they needed to? Did you like the fact that one charity walked away with more money than the other charity?
But they still ended up giving the
yeah, but it's not still not the same amount. Because the winner of the game, I think, got an extra like $200,000. So it was really like $400,000, $200,000. But and did you think Kawhi deserved MVP? What were your overall thoughts about the All-Star game?
I thought it was a great game. Now we'll see if it continues past this year. I think that's.
Oh yeah, Blake Griffin. I forgot. In-game dunkers. Blake Griffin. I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Blake a big man.
I'm sorry, huh?
Blake a big man.
Blake and PG the same height. Blake, PG, and LeBron are all the same height.
Amari might be the same height too. Amari ain't that damn big.
Amari 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah. PG 6'9". LeBron 6'10". I think Bron's actual height is like 6'9" and a half.
Yeah, but they not Amari. G. Amari was a big man. G.
What the fuck? Blake a big man.
All right, okay. All right, I'm not okay.
Bron bigger than Amari.
Fine.
Look at Bron big ass.
Fine. I'm not upset at it. Okay, fine. When I say that, I include everybody but centers.
That's fair.
Centers, but centers. Because even if you want to talk centers, David Robinson used to dunk on a lot of people too. He did. Really? Yes, he did. He did. He did. It was lame as hell.
Did he really?
It was lame as hell.
KG used to yam people.
It was lame as hell.
Yo, I went back and watched like a KG highlight compilation the other day. Yo, KG used to destroy people. By the way, KG's All the Smoke podcast is fucking hilarious.
I gotta watch it.
He was like, the man was like Chris Bosh and Antoine Jameson was scared to look at me in the face on the face up. He faced him like, look at me. The whole time he would face up against Chris Bosh.
When he was in Miami or when he was in Toronto?
When he was in Toronto, when he was with the T-Wolves.
He didn't do that shit in Miami, did he?
Probably did.
Nah, he didn't.
Probably did.
Got his ass taken off the court by Big Braun. And by the way, before we hop into this, before I let him finish, Chris Bosh not being a part of this All-Star class is a travesty to me. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
He's an 11-time All-Star.
He should be
He's an 11-time All-Star.
Not in this class.
I disagree.
He did not mean as much to the game as Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant. Like, look, G, like, nah. This is a. I'm gonna
keep it G with you. I saw that you had this argument yesterday on Twitter. We're gonna save it a little bit later, but I'm not gonna say that I think that he was a better player than Tim Duncan. I'm not gonna say that he was a better player. I'm not even gonna say that he's a greater player. But if we looking at everybody love to talk to me about Draymond Green gonna be a Hall of Famer because he got 3 rings. How does Chris Bosh have 11 All-Star appearances and 2 rings on 2 of the greatest teams of all time, but he can't be a first ballot nomination?
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Most years he would be. I'm
just saying this. I do not agree with that.
Every other year he would be. It's just a class.
And had he not had a literal heart ailment and blood clots,
like that sometimes. Every other year he every other year, damn it, in the history of the Hall of Fame, he would probably be first ballot.
It's disrespectful to the game of basketball that Chris Bosh is going to be a second ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm sorry, it is.
It's just a tough
It's disrespectful to the game of basketball that Ben Wallace is still not in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, it is. And it's disrespectful to the game of basketball for y'all to tell me that Draymond Green, a 3-time All-Star, a 3-time champion, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but guys like Chris Bosh and Ben Wallace are not in the Hall of Fame or not eligible.
They're getting in.
When?
They're getting in.
When?
Next year.
When?
Probably next year. Who retired the year
This
after?
is why the Basketball Hall of Fame needs to be reformed. I've been saying
Who
it.
retired the year after? Like Kobe and them. Who left the game? Is that Dirk? When did Dirk leave? 2 years? No, so Dirk not eligible for a couple more years.
I don't want to hear it.
He'll get in next year.
It's egregious.
Next year he'll get in.
It's egregious.
You can't get in with
Mitch Richmond is in the Hall of Fame.
He should be.
No. You're not feeling me.
He should be.
Mitch Richmond ain't better than Chris Bosh.
That's dope.
Mitch Richmond ain't better than Ben Wallace.
That's dope.
It's a travesty that they are not in the Hall of Fame, and I'm gonna keep calling out the Hall of Fame for disrespecting the legends like this. It's disrespectful.
It depends.
It's disrespectful. You can't tell the history of basketball without Chris Bosh. You can't. That's a lie. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. Because he even had to get the rebound to pass that shit to Ray Allen to send the shit in overtime. You cannot tell the history of basketball without Christopher Bosh. So stop it. I don't want to hear it. It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful. And it's even more disrespectful for them to announce it during All-Star Weekend and you not have that man in there. An 11-time All-Star. It's disrespectful. And guess what? I'm going to keep yelling. I don't give a damn.
What is KG? 14-time All-Star?
I don't give a damn. KG got 2 rings. KG got 2 rings.
But
KG got better averages than Chris Bosh. Not really. Not really. Not really. Not really. Not really. Not really. No. Let's keep it a buck. They play in the same era too. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a hundo.
Okay.
Let's keep it a hundo.
And pull up his career accomplishments.
Let's keep it a hundo. Let's keep it a hundo. No. Let's keep it a hundo. You told me Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer with 3 All-Star appearances.
Here go what you doing. I never said Chris Bosh wasn't a Hall of Famer. Obviously, Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer.
And I said if Kevin Garnett is in that class, Chris Bosh 1B. If KG 1A, Chris Bosh 1B.
Kevin Garnett is a 15-time
disrespectful.
All-Star, NBA
it's
champion,
disrespectful.
12-time All-Defensive, All-Star MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-NBA, 4-time rebounding champ. Like, G. Bosh and hold on, Chris and KG is responsible, partly responsible for all these guys coming out of high school. He was the first one to do it in 20 years. People forget that. You don't even get this.
He responsible.
Yeah.
Right.
He the first one to do it in 20 years.
Right.
You don't even get. You might not even get this era that we got without Kevin Garnett.
You not getting this era we got without Chris Bosh.
I strongly disagree with that. Chris Bosh did not change it.
You finna start being on that bullshit again. He was on about the
Miami
Heat.
Chris Bosh
and LeBron.
Chris Bosh did not. Chris Bosh did not.
Start being on that
Chris
bullshit
Bosh
again.
did not have the same. Chris Bosh did not have the same effect on basketball.
LeBron going to Miami and Chris Bosh don't go.
I mean,
alright, then shut your ass up.
Then
shut your ass up. And they ain't fucking Chris Bosh. They not Christopher Bosh. Are they Chris Bosh? Alright, then stop saying that shit.
You might get somebody else.
Motherfucker, David Lee, who was a free a free agent that year. Carlos fucking Boozer. LeBron ain't win no fucking championship with them. Stop playing games.
Probably could.
The fuck out of here.
Probably could.
Tim Duncan would have ate Carlos Boozer for lunch.
Probably could.
Stop that shit.
Kevin Garnett, first player to come out of high school in 20 years. You're talking one of the best defensive players of all time.
Stop that shit.
It's a different
level. If it wasn't KG, it would have been somebody else to come out of high school.
It's a different level when you're talking about, bro. It's a different level when you're talking about Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and Tim Duncan. You're not getting in the same class with them three, bro.
It's not. I look at Bosh as being in the same class with Kevin Garnett.
I do not.
Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant are top 10 players all time. Kevin Garnett is top 15 to 25. Yeah. Chris Bosh in that same class with him.
Chris Bosh,
yes, he is. Yes, he is. Bro. You love to talk about Magic and how, well, we didn't even get to see the full Magic because Magic had to quit because of injury. Why you don't say the same thing for Chris Bosh?
But hold on,
no. I'm asking you a question. This is a question. Why don't you say the same thing?
I'm going to tell you the same thing. Why? Because Magic was damn near, but look, Magic was already the GOAT when he retired.
Gee, he was an 11-time All-Star, bro. Chris Bosh.
That's dope.
What the?
And he not on Magic level? You know how you like?
I didn't call him Magic Johnson.
Listen, I said,
was he not still in the middle of his prime?
No, he was out of his prime. But he was still very, very good. Listen, bro, he was out of his prime, but he was still very, very good. And Chris Bosh could possibly still be playing today. And we don't know the type of numbers he might have put up had to happen. But guess what? It didn't happen. So all we can judge off is based off what happened. When Magic retired because of whatever happened, he was arguably the GOAT when he retired. Look at what he did in that 11-year period. It's unarguable.
Look at what Chris Bosh did in his 11-year period. It's unarguable.
It's not Kevin Garnett.
It's unarguable.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Kevin Garnett played for 20 years, G. Chris Bosh got...
And he was an all-star for 15 of them. All defensive 12 of them.
Okay, what was Chris Bosh for all of his? He missed the All-Star game probably, what, his first year?
Not probably like 3 years.
Come on, man. Stop that, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying Chris Bosh ain't good.
Disrespectful.
I'm not saying Chris Bosh ain't good. I'm not saying the man not a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying you not getting in with that class, bro.
He in the same class.
No, G.
Yes, he is. He ain't in the same class as Kobe and Tim Duncan, but he in the same class as Kevin Garnett.
No, he not, bro.
And if Kevin Garnett got something to say, well, tell me what happened in that Boston series versus Miami.
Literally, Chris Bosh, 11-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. Let me go back to Kevin Garnett.
Okay.
15-time All-Star.
Okay.
9-time All-NBA. 12-time All-Defensive.
Okay.
MVP.
And like
Defensive Player of the Year. All-Star Game MVP. Champion, 4-time rebound.
And like I said.
You wild as hell.
No, I'm not wild as hell. His career was cut short. Chris Bosh.
How the fuck would he be in the same class? He was out of his goddamn prime.
Gee,
where the MVP at? What the defensive player he at? Where the All-NBAs at?
He couldn't pick up all NBAs, G.
No!
G, after LeBron and after LeBron left Miami, G, it was only him and D-Wade that left.
The motherfucker was in Toronto and wasn't getting all NBA.
He in Miami. It's a completely different thing.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler probably gonna get an All-NBA third team or whatever.
He might have picked up 2.
That don't matter.
Kevin Garnett is fucking 9 times.
And he's a fucking 11-time All-Star and a 2-time champion. And your GOAT wouldn't be the fucking GOAT without him.
G.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's bullshit.
9-time
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
MVP.
I don't give a fuck. They played in the same era, and guess what? Chris Bosh had 11 All-Stars. So that means he was on the same level as that motherfucker for 11 of them fucking years. Stop it, G. Stop it. I didn't say he was better. You never heard me say he was better.
He's not on the same level.
Did I ever once in this conversation say he was better?
But he's not
what
on
did
the
I
same
say?
level.
Yes,
he is.
No, I said if he's not, he 1B.
He's not on the same level.
If he's not, he's 1B. If
level.
KG is 1A level, Chris Bosh 1B level.
And hold on.
Stop that, G. You telling me Draymond Green Hall of Famer? Fuck out of here.
And listen.
Fuck out of here.
And listen. What you also forgetting is Kevin Garnett played in the West. And look, in the West, at the 4th spot, you had Karl Malone. You had Dirk Nowitzki. You had Pau Gasol.
What the fuck did he do most of them years?
Make the playoffs.
Barely.
He got the conference finals.
Barely.
He got the conference finals.
Barely.
He did more than what Chris Bosh did. And they have
because Chris Bosh was in his 6th year. What year did KG leave? He left Minnesota when he was like in year 10 or some shit like that.
KG, what?
Stop that, man. Let's not act like KG didn't spend a few contracts in Minnesota.
When KG went to the conference finals, the man was basically 27 years old when he went to the conference finals. He stayed in that team.
How many years was that?
I mean, it was like 8 years in the league.
No,
8 years in the league.
Chris Bosh didn't get to see that. He went to the fucking finals before his 8th year in the league.
Chris Bosh
went to his finals before the 8th year in the league. Won 2 rings before his 8th year in the league.
He stayed in Toronto 7 years. KG stayed in Minnesota about 10 years. But when he went to conference finals, it was in year 8 in Minnesota. If I'm not mistaken.
So
Kevin Garnett did more than Chris Bosh.
There are
KG was an MVP in his 8th year.
Huh?
KG was an MVP in his 8th year.
And like I said, Chris Bosh didn't get a chance to do that. He went to go play with LeBron and them. If KG go play with LeBron and Dwayne Wade, you think KG gonna be the number 1 player on that team?
No, he still won Defensive Player of the Year. Really?
In Miami? I don't know about that.
Why would he not?
What do you mean, why would he
First of all, he's a better defensive player than Chris Bosh. You would have literally had the best defense ever, damn near. And KG would have been
able. You wouldn't have been able to stretch the floor at all.
Yes, you could. KG could shoot.
Chris Bosh, the reason why you go
Bosh is a better shooter, but KG could shoot.
This is my whole point. You can't false equivalent Chris Bosh going to Miami and Kevin Garnett winning an MVP in his AV. They're not the same. So look at the totality of their careers. I'm looking at the totality what you see them do. And like I said, I never. What I'm telling you is, and what I'm telling you is, I never said Kevin Garnett was better.
I didn't say
but Chris Bosh.
I'm arguing with you.
Once you pass that 10-time All-Star level, you a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What about the object? Like, look,
I don't want to hear it.
I agree with
but
you,
you're not bringing up the fact Chris Bosh got one more ring than him, though. Are you bringing up the fact Chris Bosh got one more ring than him?
That's dope. I feel you. Listen, I feel you. In most classes, in every other class, bro, in every other class besides this year, Bosh probably be a first.
What have I been telling you for almost 4 years? This year, you're not getting in. What have I been telling you for almost 4 years?
I don't know what you've been telling me.
What have I been telling you about the Hall of Fame?
It needs to be reformed.
So
I feel you. So in almost every other class, bro.
No.
In almost literally every other class known to man, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But with Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Mike Breen, Mike Wilbon, you not getting in first ballot, G. I'm sorry, you not getting in first ballot, bro. Not with that class. He gonna get in next year. If he don't get in next year, I'm writing a letter.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Steve Nash deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Hell no.
You wild as hell.
Not before any NBA player that's Hall of Fame eligible. Not before any NBA player that's Hall of Fame eligible. Not before NBA. Guess what? If let's say randomly in the future, let me see. Let me pick a guy that's moderately decent.
Kemba Walker.
Let's just say Kemba Walker is up for Hall of Fame.
And Stephen A. Smith. Kemba
Walker. Kemba Walker played basketball. Stephen A. stood his ass on the sidelines like we fucking do and took pictures, sat his ass in the fucking media room, ate food, went upstairs, looked at the game, and then talked about it afterwards. He went on the fucking floor. Stop that, man.
Stephen A. was the voice of the
like now we've reached the point where y'all telling me sportscasters deserve to be in there over the players. That's bullshit. I don't want to hear that. If it's only 10 spots, get that shit to the players, man. Stop that, man.
Trying to rewrite rules that's been there forever.
Because I'm telling you, this shit is broken. It's broken when sportscasters get in the Hall of Fame before the players get there.
It's like
that's bullshit.
It's like saying somebody like Craig Sager, damn near Craig Sager or Ernie don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
They do, but not before any other players that actually played the goddamn game.
I can't agree with that. I think they give a certain amount of shots for players, which they do,
and
I think they give a certain amount of shots for like other guys outside of that.
And I've been saying for years, reform that shit because it's bullshit. Anyways.
But the All-Star game was
the actual All-Star game is bullshit. My bad, but it's bullshit. Go ahead.
But the All-Star game was great. I enjoyed the game. I was very interested to see if this continues. Like if they continue with the same level of competitiveness past, just this year. But it was great though. Like I love the new format. Like once they actually sat down and explained the new format, I think, oh shit, that's mad dope. Like you got to play to a number. I hope that it doesn't end on a free throw next year. I hope they can do something where you got to win by 2 or something like that. But it was a dope game. Yes, Kawhi deserved to win MVP. I think the biggest play he made was actually the steal that he had on Embiid. That's probably the best play he made all game. But I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was good. I was honestly, and for all y'all that said the audio cut out on the stream, I cut it off on purpose so that way I could have this candid talk. If you want to hear that candid talk, go back listen to the podcast version that we had when I muted that goddamn mic. So go back listen to the podcast version. You can hear that. But I thought it was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think Kawhi necessarily deserved the Finals MVP.
Who the fuck deserved it then?
But let me finish. But they shouldn't have won that game.
Huh?
You heard what I said. I didn't think Kawhi deserved the All-Star MVP because I didn't think that they should have won that game.
So who should have won the game?
I thought that the Giannis had the clear advantage and the clear matchups on the floor, but I think Nick Nurse misplayed his hand in the last like after because once they got to the first time out, If you Nick Nurse, that's when you make some adjustments and see if something is working. They had already spotted them, like 10 points or something like that, I was talking to my girl. I'm like, yo, I think Giannis team got to score. I think I said like 10 baskets or on like 12 possessions or whatever. Versus LeBron team got to score like 13 to 15 in order to win. If you Nick Nurse after that first time out, when you realize that you running them Giannis mid post ups or them Giannis high range things ain't working because everybody clamping up. Stop doing the same thing. Why is Trae Young not on the floor? And everybody want to talk to me about defense. I don't give a damn about defense. Chris Paul was on the floor. You telling me? But this is my thing. There was no stop. There was no perimeter playmaking on the floor for Team Giannis at the end of their game. And you can say what you want to about Kemba Walker, but that's always why I've called him Midba Walker, because he doesn't do anything at the end of the games or when you need him to do it since the man been in college. He's Midba. D Wade shouldn't come in your city and win a first round series. Why? It don't matter. You Kemba Walker.
D Wade at any stage is outside.
These will be the reasons I'm gonna argue against Kemba making the Hall of Fame over Mike Breen or Stephen A. Then you telling me that Stephen A. contributed more to basketball than Kemba. I don't. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying D Wade is better than Kemba Walker in general.
Trae Young should have been on the floor in those instances because.
So what they had to do with Kawhi winning MVP?
Huh? Because I think Giannis had literally set the pathway for him to win MVP.
Lost the game. It don't work like
I understand that, but like I said, I don't think. But no, I think Kawhi had a great first half, but he didn't have a great second half.
He made the game. Didn't he make like the game clinch and steal damn near? Didn't he make the steal before they got the basket?
I'm not gonna lie. I would have much rather them, even if they would have just gifted it to LeBron and AD. I would have rather seen them. I just literally
didn't he lead the team in scoring?
Yes, but you didn't hear what I just
said? What you said.
If every individual quarter is an individual game until we get the final accumulation,
never worked like
he
that.
won the first two. He won the first game. He hit like 6 threes in the first quarter.
Great.
After that, he didn't do nothing really.
That's how it works.
But that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily think
you sound like me when I say Kyle Lowry deserved the Finals MVP.
Huh?
You sound like me when I say Kyle Lowry deserved the Finals MVP.
No, I don't.
You know, bro.
No, but you said Kyle Lowry deserved it over Kawhi, and you told me that even if that you told that he outplayed Steph. He didn't.
He did.
No.
He did. He didn't. No. Okay, look.
He didn't. He didn't. Stop.
No, he did. He didn't.
He didn't.
I think Steph had one game that was better than
he didn't.
No, I think
he did not. Kyle Lowry scored 0 points in one of those games. We got to remember that. Yeah, one of those games, finals games? Wasn't it 0 points?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, like 0 points, 7 assists, and some of the rebounds.
That was the first game of the first round.
Okay.
First game of the first round when he obviously hit the game.
Okay,
he did not have 0 points in
Still,
the finals.
he never outplayed
Steph
Curry.
Kyle Lowry had 0 points in a finals game, you would never
If Kyle Lowry was on the Warriors in that series, they would have got swept.
What?
You heard what I said. Exactly.
Probably.
So stop disrespecting Stephen Wardell Curry.
Probably.
Stop disrespecting Stephen Wardell Curry.
Steph had one game. Steph had the best game of that finals, yeah. He had his best finals game in that finals, sure. But what about every other game?
He averaged 35 and 5 for the series.
Okay. Most of it came in that one game.
But you the same person that sitting up here was talking to me about LeBron finals averages all those years he won. It's not his fault.
What? I didn't say it was his fault. It was like you. Did you ever hear me say it was Steph's fault? You said that.
You gotta stop.
I never said it was Steph's fault.
When are you gonna stop?
What about what?
When are you gonna stop?
I never said it was
Pull
Steph's
up
fault.
their finals averages. I would love to see what they did.
I mean, yeah.
Fuck out of
here. He
here.
shot his worst he ever shot in the finals. Steph did. But look, I never said it was Steph's fault. Have I ever said it was? You said that.
And still averaged 35 and 5 when they was running a boxing run. A boxing one. 35 and 5.
Okay,
30 points, 5 and 5. Stop it.
Didn't he have 19 points in game? What was it? Was it at Oracle? I'm saying game after he scored 45. He had 19.
How many games did Kyle Lowry score over 19 in that?
It don't matter. He played great defense, had good assists,
you be on bullshit. Point is,
if you
Giannis should have won the MVP, but I didn't think Nick Nurse managed that team properly. Also, I gotta blame Giannis for that. Giannis did not draft properly as well. Giannis should have drafted his team better. I think, honestly, a guy like Donovan Mitchell could have been very, very valuable for him.
He picked players like him.
A guy like Luka, who didn't play in the fourth quarter, which was a travesty. But also, Luka's coming back from an ankle injury, so I can understand that. He would have been better for Giannis to have picked and to have late in the game than Kemba Walker. Kyrie, if he would have been somewhat healthy, which obviously Kyrie... Huh? No, he couldn't pick Harden. I wouldn't want Harden on my team. No. Why? Why do I want this guy who spent all these days disrespecting me? The hell with him. Like I feel him. We win at that man every time, and everybody's like, "Oh, it didn't work. So what?
It didn't work.
So what?
It didn't work.
So what?
It didn't work.
So what?
It didn't work.
So what?
It didn't work though.
So what?
It did not work.
So what?
He was locking their ass up.
But looking at the numbers, I mean, it makes sense why Kawhi was the MVP. It does. No, literally. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even have minded if Chris Paul won it, to be honest. Because I thought, no.
I feel you. Yes, the ball was in Chris Paul's
No,
hands.
it's not about the ball being in his hands. He just makes... This is the
winning
thing.
plays.
Except
Except
for in the playoffs.
Here you go.
This is a regular season. This is a regular season game.
Here you go.
He makes winning plays in every scenario, but when it counts to get far in the playoffs. But yeah, but even a guy like Rudy Gobert, he showed out. I thought he played very, very well.
He played nice.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell was on Team Giannis. He just didn't do nothing. Brandon Ingram, 2 points. Brandon Ingram is also a guy that I thought probably should have been in there. Kemba Walker,
You're not putting Brandon Ingram on that.
Kemba Walker took 18 shots. Too many.
You really judging the All-Star game like this? It's hilarious.
I am, because they actually strapped up.
Yeah, but guards gonna take all the shots in the All-Star game anyway.
Nah, but they actually strapped up.
I feel you. But
like if they didn't strap up in the third or fourth quarter, I would feel you.
But guards gonna take more shots in the All-Star game.
But you're not listening to me.
I hear you.
They strapped up.
I hear what you're saying.
Giannis took 21 shots.
How many did
Giannis took the most shots of everybody.
How many did
Embiid took 13 shots, but he took 8 free throws.
But Giannis is a partial guard.
But I'm just saying. But I just personally, I thought Team Giannis fumbled away that victory, and Giannis fumbled away what should have been his All-Star MVP. And Kawhi got it deservedly based upon the points, but I really didn't see what I needed to see from Kawhi in the second half. But they strapped up, so I can't complain because they strapped up. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's start to breeze through these topics. Boston Celtics. Are the Boston Celtics contenders as we head into the second half of the season?
Sure. Do I think that they'll make the finals?
Sure. No.
I think it depends on. What is the definition of a contender? I think it's somebody who can make the conference finals is a contender. I think they can make the conference finals.
I think finals are what I deem to be real contenders.
I say conference finals. If you part of the Final Four, you had a chance, bro. You know what I mean? Like somebody go down, like you had a chance.
You could be the Blazers from last year, and you never had a chance.
Yeah, they was up 15 in these games. You had a chance.
And they never had a chance.
You had a chance.
They never had a chance.
You had a chance.
They never had a chance.
You were up 15 in these games. You had a chance.
If
you got up 15, you had a chance.
No.
Now you fucked it up, but if you got up 15, you had a chance.
No. The guy who says it's Dame time was playing against God. And that's what happens.
No, that's not what.
That's what happens.
First of all,
he was playing against God. He was playing against God. And he was playing against a team that strap up every time they can. Stop it. Draymond ain't been the best player on the court since goddamn 2017. Stop it.
Draymond and Looney even had the biggest hand in stopping Dame. For instance, for when every screen they would come up and push him back. Like with Draymond's performance in that series was crazy. And
so
in the
team defense.
And
say team defense. No. Give Steve Kerr credit. Where's Steve Kerr's credit?
I don't think Steve Kerr's a good coach. I just said he's not a good
because you're giving Kevon Looney credit for running up high on screens. That was Steve Kerr's advice.
Okay, that's dope.
He's the head coach.
Kevon Looney still got to go do it.
He's the head coach.
Okay.
You're taking away credit from Steph Curry to give it to Kevon Looney.
Put up there.
You taking credit away
Put Willie Cauley-Stein on the court and see what the fuck happened. Traded his ass away.
They'd be fine.
Okay.
If Willie Cauley-Stein was their starting center, they wouldn't beat the Blazers last year.
Yeah, probably would have beat them. Would have took longer though.
All right,
and also Dame was hurt, but
what happens when you play the God. And guess what? And he choked it all away. That's what happened.
Anyway,
he choked it all away.
Anyway, I think the Celtics. Do I think
not a real contender?
Do I expect them to win the finals? No. Do I think they can make the finals? By chance.
No, they can't. They can't.
But I think they can make the conference finals and make it at least interesting for somebody.
Celtics are small potatoes.
But that's my personal opinion about it.
They small potatoes. I expect them probably to, if not get eliminated by Indiana, lose in a draft. I don't know about
I think they could beat Indiana. Celtics
are a little bit too small. I think that the issue with them is that they don't have enough shooting. They're a little bit too small.
They're not that small.
And they have two guys that are, one guy's coming off of one of the most gruesome foot injuries in history and finally sometimes find a groove. And they got another guy who I call Midba, who never shows up big in big games. And then they got two young guys that are young bulls, but usually you got to really take some real heartbreak. And even when Kyrie was hurt on that team, they didn't really take no real heartbreak because nobody expected them to win. This year, people are asking us if they're contenders. Once Kyrie got hurt that year, nobody was looking at them as being contenders. We was looking at them as being maybe a first or second round exit. This year, the pressure is a little bit heavier. I don't foresee Tatum going off in a series and averaging 25, 28. I think maybe 2-3 years, maybe not now. Jaylen Brown, I think, is a solid defender, solid scorer. But in a series, if I had to take Chris Middleton and Jaylen Brown, I'm taking Chris Middleton. And if I had to take Eric Bledsoe or Jaylen Brown, I'm taking Eric Bledsoe. And Terry Rozier ain't walking through that door to cross Eric Bledsoe all over the floor. So I don't look at the Celtics as being contenders. The only contenders in the East to me are Milwaukee, Toronto, and Miami. And I had Philly as being a contender, but you can't be a contender with a sub-500 record on the road when you have the exact same team pre-trade deadline as you did post-trade deadline. And although wait, and everybody's gonna say they got Alex Burks, and who gives a flying you know what about Alex Burks? Alex Burks is not winning them a championship. None of the guys that they acquired are. He's not. None of these guys that they acquired are going to win them a championship. But numerous amounts of the guys that the Miami Heat have, even though they have a sub 500 road record, which is 13-6, can help them win championships. Andre Iguodala, championship pedigree. Jay Crowder, a playoff experienced veteran. He has experience against the East and the West. They added 2 guys that are great players. They also got rid of James Johnson and Deion Waiters, who I think were weighing their team down. I think they're going to struggle a little bit as they find their footing. But the 76ers, I don't know what their identity is. I don't know who they are. The Celtics, what's their identity?
The Celtics are top 3 in defense and a top 3 in defensive rating, top 5 in offensive rating. Again,
what's their identity?
Listen.
What's their identity?
They play their wings. They have great wing players.
What is their identity?
They have great wing players and they play team basketball. They have great wing defenders. And they play team basketball.
Yeah, but if we talking about stylistically, what's their identity?
I just told you they have great
that's not
wing
an
players,
identity.
and they play team basketball.
But I'm telling you that's not an identity.
Ball movement is their identity.
That's not an identity.
Ball movement ain't
not
no
an identity. It's not an identity.
Ball movement ain't identity.
No. If you said spacing the floor was ball movement, ain't no identity. It's a lot of teams that
space the floor and move the ball.
It's not the same.
Anyway,
they don't have an identity.
They're top 10.
They don't have an identity.
Any team that's both top 10 in offense and top 10 in defense, which is a very rare thing, I'm going to give you a shot. Now, would I pick them to go to the finals? No. But I will say that because, again, I think contenders is if you can be in the conference finals, you had a chance. Somebody get hurt, things go the wrong way, you had a chance to win that series. So if you can be part of the Final Four, I think you're a contender. So I will say, yes, they are. Reason being is I did research. Past 10 years, most teams that win the finals, top 10 in both offense and defense. They are currently top 5 in both. So I'm going to give them a shot. Do I think they will win? No. But I will give them a shot. I don't think they're as small as everybody think they are. They do have Robert Williams coming back. Daniel Tice isn't quote-unquote small. They do have Canner, who is a really, really good rebounder. It's not like they're running out there like the Rockets. Like they just, everybody below 6'9". Like, nah, they're not as small as people think they are. It's just that they don't have no big towering or like interior real post quote-unquote presence. But they aren't that small. Like Canner, Canner is a double-double guy. Everywhere he's been, he's usually giving you double-double.
He's usually never on the floor during the playoffs. One, because of Ramadan, and I respect his religious.
He was in Portland, and he was still very good. He was good as hell until and he had a bad shoulder.
He's usually never on the floor in the playoffs.
He was good last year.
Make defensive rotations.
He was good last year, but also
they can only put him on the floor last year.
And he was decent. And you still got Tice out there. You can sub out offense for defense. You also have
Enes Kanter and Daniel Tice are not championship centers. They're not championship power forwards. They're not contenders.
I'm not talking about them winning the championship. And people would have said the same things about Luke Longley. You would have said Luke Longley not no championship center.
I disagree with that.
And Luke Longley was good as hell. I disagree with that. I rock with Luke Longley.
Longley was big though.
People might say the same thing about Joe Anthony. Joe Anthony wasn't big. 6'9".
I disagree with that. Joe Anthony was he was a
solid defensive player.
He was big. He didn't look small.
He was 6'9".
No. We're not talking about
Tice don't look small.
We're not talking, huh?
Tice don't look small.
Who was he physically imposing to?
Who was Joe Anthony?
Ben Wallace wasn't big, but he was a physical presence.
Joe Anthony wasn't physically imposing.
Joe Anthony was physical.
No, he wasn't.
Bruh, Joe Anthony was not a finesse player. He was a physical player. He didn't have any offensive tools, but he could rebound and he could get put back.
Can rebound. Daniel Tice they have guys that can rebound.
But Joe Anthony could play defense. None of those guys you named are defenders. None of those guys are better defenders than Joe Anthony.
Tice is better than Joe Anthony. No.
None of those guys could be on the floor starting with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in Miami.
Better than Joe Anthony, no. But Tice is a solid defender.
None of those guys can be starters with those guys.
Tice is a solid defender, and again, you don't play defense by yourself. They have guys that can make it difficult for you to even get back there. Again, they're top 3 in defensive rating right now, so some working. No matter what you want to say, some working.
What does everybody in the NBA always say? It's 2 seasons. It's the regular season and the postseason.
Okay, but your defense ain't gonna fall off like that, bro. If you top 5 in defense, your defense not gonna fall clean off.
Your defense ain't gotta fall off, but when other teams strap up and they got 7 games to game plan against you, what you gonna do?
What about the
who's taking the last shot on this team?
Probably Kimball or Tatum. I think
then you don't have an identity. Who's the go-to player on this team?
Depends on matchup.
Who's the number one?
Depends on matchup.
Then you don't.
I think everything depends on matchup. You could have said the same thing about the Warriors sometimes.
No, you couldn't have.
Yes, you could.
No, you couldn't have.
I think it really depends on matchup.
When Stephen Curry was on that team, Stephen Curry was the number one option when he was just him and Klay Thompson. Once Kevin Durant came to that team, Kevin Durant was the number one option.
Yeah, but Steph Curry took some last second shots. For instance, even the game one against the Spurs, when Steph Curry hit the game clincher.
You're comparing Steph Curry and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant to Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker.
But you just ignored everything I just said. What I'm saying is this.
I did, but you're talking about two MVPs.
Listen, bro.
Two MVPs.
I'm talking about two All-Stars.
They're not two MVPs, bro.
I think whoever has the best matchup will take the last shot. I think that weighs too much on people's minds sometimes.
Then you're not a contender.
I think whoever has the best matchup take the last shot. Now, granted, do I think they will make the finals? No, I don't. Do I think they can make the conference finals? Yes, I do, and I think they can make it difficult for somebody when they get there. I don't think that if they got there by anybody, they would get rolled all over by anybody. So, are they contenders? Yes, because I think if you make the conference finals, you're a contender to me. So that's my opinion.
They're not making the conference finals. They're a second round exit at best. They have no go-to player. They have no clearly defined team strategy. If you put their offense in 2K, I don't know what it would say. It might say defense.
Probably would say balance. It's going to say balance.
And if it say balance, then really that tells me that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
A lot of teams say balance, though.
You can't win a championship today with a balanced offense. You have to have a go-to scorer.
I disagree with that.
You have to have a go-to
balance,
scorer.
Balance. Wait.
I know what balance means, but I'm telling you, if they're running a balanced offense and they don't have a go-to scorer, then they're balanced. Then literally it's completely level across the board. When you need somebody to step up, who's stepping up? Tatum dunked Braun once, and now what? He's supposed to be this guy that's going.
Balance just means this. It's like you're balanced between offense and defense. Obviously, for instance,
I know what that means.
Real quick, bro. If you run a 7 seconds or less, that means you getting the ball up court. That means you're playing fast. That means you have a lot of long.
You explain to me stuff I already know.
I feel you.
And I'm telling you that balanced offense with no go-to scorer is not a contender.
I don't think they have no.
That's like the Nuggets. The Nuggets have a balanced offense with no go-to scorer.
I think the Celtics got more go-to scorers than the Nuggets do, though.
No, they don't.
I think
yes,
they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't have any. Neither one of them have one.
They have Tatum and Kemba.
Give me Jokic as more of a go-to scorer than Kemba or Tatum. Sorry. They don't have a go-to guy. The Nuggets don't have one. And Jokic is more of a go-to scorer than Tatum or Kemba Walker.
I don't hate that.
I'm sorry. No.
The Celtics have two.
The Celtics are not contenders, bro.
Because I think Jaylen Brown can do that as well. I think I would pick Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Kemba over anybody else besides Jokic on the Nuggets.
Give me Jamal Murray too. Jamal Murray over them to take a last shot before them.
I disagree with that. I strongly disagree with that. I'd rather have Kemba or Tatum.
I can't agree with that. I'm sorry. They don't have a go-to scorer. We can agree to disagree on that. Anyways, does it make sense for Steph Curry to return this season?
Yes, man. I hate that people do this. Bro, he broke his fucking hand. It's not like he tore a ligament. He didn't break his leg off his body. He broke his non-shooting hand. If the man can play basketball, go out there and play basketball.
About 3 months ago, you was telling me to let that man sit for the rest of the season.
No, I said Klay Thompson. I always said Steph Curry should come back. I said Steph Curry will be back in March is what I said after the All-Star break. Because you cannot sit somebody out for a fucking broken hand. Like Steph Curry said, if we going to sit people out because they might get, not Steve Kerr, if you're going to sit people out because they might get hurt, then why ever play anybody? If he going to get hurt, he going to get hurt. And I don't really want that man.
I will Venmo whoever $5 if you can find some tape of this man saying Steph Curry shouldn't come back this season.
No, I didn't say that.
To try to get a high draft.
I didn't say that.
I will go back and find it.
I didn't say that.
I believe he said
I didn't say that.
All right.
No, I said that if he's healthy, you put him on the court. You can't sit nobody out for a whole year with a broken hand. He's not that hurt. He's fine. It's a broken hand, bro. Gordon Hayward, now granted, obviously it's a different type of hand injury that you can break. Obviously, it might not have been the same break. We don't know. But Gordon Hayward broke his hand, was back in a month. He broke his hand, bro. It's a hand. His non-shooting hand.
Yeah, but you say that, but that's not. But he fractured his hand in multiple places. Had to get a plate and pins in his hand.
That's not a 1 year injury. Not a season-long injury.
I disagree with that.
Who the fuck break their hand out for a year?
What do you mean?
Are you getting Steph Curry therapy on your hand?
No, but if you ever talk to anybody that ever had a really bad break where they don't have to get pins and screws, it takes a while to come back from that.
He been out 4 months already.
Did you not just hear what I just said?
I heard what you said.
Pins and screws is a different thing.
I heard what you said. They out now. I feel you.
That mean they got to put a plate to attach your shit together.
I know what it means. I think he's fine. Now, granted, he probably.
I think he's fine. I thought he was fine a month ago.
I don't know about a month ago. Now, that's wrong.
Look, I think that what their strategy was, look, let's just try to get this high draft pick. We're going to get rid of D-Lo. If we can, we're going to take one of these big men in the draft. Let Steph stay out until we officially below 500, because if he come back and we start to make a run, we don't want to have to deal with any losing our draft position. Now, pretty much at the worst they can wind up at in terms of if Steph come back, it's probably 11th, 12th place in the West if they go on a streak. Before, if he would have came back with 30, 35, 34 games left,
they weren't going on a streak.
It's not about winning. It's not about going on a streak. But even if they won 5 of 5, that 17, them 5 regular season losses and that 17, that means you ahead of Minnesota, and you're gonna keep going up the ladder because the Spurs only got 23 wins.
Yeah, the issue is
you could have easily played yourself out of that top lottery spot. So I think they just left him out. Now, I think that it does take players longer to recover when they have injuries like that. I've known numerous people who've broken hands or foots or ankles or stuff like that. They had legs and they had to get plates.
Lower extremities between upper extremities.
Yeah, but what you got to understand is that if you're the most lethal shooter to ever play, we don't
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but one look, his injury was a freak accident. But what do we know about Steph Curry?
He is the ever play him.
No, stop. No,
don't ever play him.
He's the king of freak injuries.
So don't ever play him.
What?
Like Steve Kerr said, if the worry is he might get
you know
hurt
what?
again.
And I would tell Steve Kerr that's asinine.
If the worry is he might get hurt again, why ever play anybody?
Because you're playing for nothing.
It doesn't. No, I see.
You're playing for absolutely nothing. Klay Thompson is not coming back, so all that camaraderie you're gonna say. He got to develop between him and Wiggins or whatever.
They're
playing for nothing.
I don't want guys to miss a 4-year basketball, especially when you're 31, 32 years old. Also, I don't believe Steph Curry got that many more prime years left. I think he maybe got 1 or 2 left. He don't got that many left. I was watching some old Steph Curry highlights. He don't look as fast. He don't look as quick. So I don't think he got that many prime years left in general.
But you told me the last year, his last year was the best year of his career.
Yeah, and I don't think he got too many more years of that left. I think he got maybe 1 or 2. So my thing is this.
You're telling me KD gonna come back and still be
I don't know.
All-star level, bro.
Wait, look. How we get from prime to all-star level? Yeah, KD can make an all-star team. I don't think KD gonna be Kevin the fuck Durant when he come back. He gonna make an all-star. He gonna be damn good.
So Steph Curry ain't gonna be Steph Curry no more?
No, he'll be good though. He'll still be. Yeah, he'll still be good.
That's the name of this episode, by the way. Steph Curry ain't gonna be the Steph Curry no more.
Okay, that's cool. Name it that.
You're wild.
Name it that.
You're wild.
But look, if the man can play basketball, let the man play basketball. Reason being is I don't want you to miss a full entire year of basketball. It's a broken hand. It's not that bad. You also have a new arena. I want to sell tickets for it. Like, it's not that bad. Now, granted, obviously, you don't bring the man out there and run the man out there 35 minutes. That's just stupid. But you want to bring the man out there, make sure the conditions are right, get him 25 minutes so you don't go into the offseason without playing no basketball.
He gonna play in the summer for Team USA.
Yeah, but I would rather that not be the first basketball you play.
What?
I would rather that not be the first basketball you play.
You do realize the longer you go, the healthier your body can get, right?
I feel you, but he's not gonna like. They're not gonna run the man they're not gonna run the man out there for 35 minutes.
He's the king of freak accidents.
So then don't ever play the man in.
Stop saying that shit.
Don't make sense.
Stop that shit.
It's a broken fucking
I'm telling
head,
you, and as much as I stand up for Steve Kerr, that's the most asinine shit I ever heard in my life.
It's a broken
You
head.
have to star your franchise.
Okay.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay. It's a broken hand, bro.
Leave him out.
Why?
Leave him out.
Can you even do that? Is that even legal?
How? What do you mean it's illegal?
It's a broken hand. If he healthy, put him on the court. Now Klay should not play.
They got what, 26 games left?
Real quick. Klay shouldn't play because you're talking about a lower extremity ACL ligament injury. If it was any lower extremity injury, I would agree with you as to say, no, he should not play. But it's an upper injury. It's not an arm. It's a broken non-shooting hand. If he healthy to play, let the man get on the court and play some basketball.
Until he go out in a meaningless game that means nothing and hurts himself again.
If that was going to happen, that was going to happen anyway.
No, it wasn't. That's bullshit. Because if you would have gave him more time, who the fuck knows what would have happened?
The
person that might participate in that freak accident might not even be on that team next year.
It might be somebody else next year.
So what? It will be next year when we got something to play for.
Okay.
Not now when we ain't got nothing to play for.
Okay.
We ain't got shit to play for.
Okay.
You ain't a Warriors fan. I've been a Warriors fan for a minute. We ain't got shit to play for.
Okay.
Do I want to see him on the floor?
If he's healthy to play, let the man play.
But do I see any real value in him coming back?
If he's healthy to play, let the man play.
There's no value in him coming back.
If he's healthy to play, let the man play.
There ain't no value in Draymond Green playing no more this year. So what, he get older and fatter and slower and worse?
Play, let the man play.
Stop that. Anyway,
healthy to play, let the man
how
play.
good will the 2021 Warriors be? You're a Wiggins fan. What are your thoughts? Let's make this one quick. Let's do this in 2 minutes.
I think they got a chance. I think that this year and the next 2 years are their chances to get it done. I think they got to get done within the next 2 years. Like these, you got guys that's getting older. Draymond not getting no younger. Clay not getting no younger. Steph not getting no younger. I think Wiggins again. I love what Draymond said about Wiggins. Like, you're not talking about somebody that's a bum. And he even said, like, defensively, nobody says, "Oh yeah, we gonna go at Wiggins." Like, you've never seen anybody like, "Yeah, we gonna single out Wiggins and go at Wiggins." Now, people, you can say what you want to say about him defensively because he on the T-Wolves, he plays every game, he on the bad defensive team every year. But I've never ever seen Draymond even said this himself. We never played them and said, "Oh yeah, we want Wiggins." Like, we gonna single out Wiggins because we think he's a terrible defender. So we gonna single out Wiggins.
We're not gonna single him out because he's athletic, but that don't mean
exactly.
he's a good defender.
So again,
a lot of good
he has the
athletic
tools.
people.
So listen, he has the tools to be a solid defender in the league, especially when you're playing with other guys and you don't play defense by yourself. So again, I think that next year, I mean, they got a shot. Yeah, they got a shot. I mean, I think you can't count, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. As long as they're there, they're gonna at least be in the conversation. I think they got a shot within the next 2 years. So.
Yeah, Draymond Green said that Andrew Wiggins is not a fucking bum.
He's not.
I disagree with that.
He's not a bum.
And I just want to say
this.
this.
You can't average 20 points in the NBA and be a bum. That's not how it works.
He's a bum.
People judge Wiggins based off where he's drafted, which I don't think is fair.
No,
I think
people judge Wiggins based off the bullshit we've seen from him.
Based off, he
started the season averaging 27, now he's 22. That's not 27.
It's 22.
That's not 27.
How
many games did they win? How many games they lose in a row?
Cat was out like
I don't give a fuck. He the number one pick of all time. He's the number one pick in the draft. He the number one pick in the draft, not of all time. He the number one pick in the draft. I don't give a goddamn. Stop it. He a bust.
I think no.
He's a goddamn bust.
Average 22 points and be
and
a bust.
He's a bust.
Michael Olowokandi is a bust.
He's a bust with a max.
Michael Olowokandi.
No, he's a bust with a max.
That don't make sense, G.
How Brandon Ingram passed you up in 3 years? Bust.
G.
He's a bust with a max. And Draymond Green, you're wrong. And guess what? I'm a Warriors fan, but guess what? We ain't winning shit with Wiggins on his team. Warriors ain't getting.
You gonna make me a war? I'm watching every.
Look, I love the Warriors. Been rooting for them.
I'm watching every Warriors game.
Since
Wiggins,
Andres Biedrins
Wiggins, I love you.
And McCall Peaches was on the team.
Wiggins, I love you. I hope you do well.
Since Troy Murphy and Mike Dunleavy was on the team.
And Wiggins better than all of them.
Since Jared
and Wiggins better than all of them. Wiggins is the best Warrior. Wiggins is the best Warrior not named Katie, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
He ain't better than David Lee.
That's fair.
He ain't better than David Lee.
That's fair.
He ain't better than LeBlur when LeBlur was there.
Who?
Leandro Barbosa.
You're lying.
You're lying. Who on your championship team? Who you taking? Wiggins or LeBlur?
Wiggins.
You're lying.
The guy who could average fucking 20 points.
You're lying.
Wiggins.
Leandro Barbosa. Give me Leandro Barbosa over Wiggins. Give me David West over Wiggins. Wiggins is Miggins. And like I told y'all should have tore that man contract up before you signed that shit. The Warriors, I love them. But you're not finna make me love Andrew Wiggins just because y'all traded for him. Did not getting back to the finals with him on his team.
Way, in 3 games, just 3 games, short sample size.
Steph Curry out there?
He's averaging 23 points. It's gonna be
Klay
easier
Thompson
for
out
him.
there?
It's gonna be way easier for him.
Because he ain't gonna get them shots.
Motherfucker,
how many shots he taking right now?
13.
He gonna be doing that forever.
He can't get 13 shots?
He gonna be doing that forever.
He can't get 13 shots.
How many points he giving you?
23.
He giving you 23 points, game of 13 shots.
On 57% shooting.
I'm talking about in the future.
Yes. 20. Okay, 20.
You do good though.
20
on that shit.
20.
He's not averaging 20.
Yes, he is. 20.
He's Harrison Barnes. He's Harrison Barnes with braids.
He's Harrison Barnes better.
Actually, he's Harrison Barnes formerly with braids.
Harrison Barnes ain't as good. Never has been as good. Never.
Harrison Barnes ain't never played on a bad team. We just got to jack up shots all day long.
He played on the fucking Mavericks. They were a terrible team. He was the number 1 option. He on the Kings right now.
And and even when he was on the Mavericks, Luka Doncic was there.
No, he wasn't.
Jack up shots.
No, he wasn't. He was there before Luka.
Yeah,
it was his team.
He didn't just get the jack up shots.
He did. And he averaged 20.
Exactly.
Gee.
What is he? He's Harrison Barnes heavy.
How many points? Let's see. Harrison Barnes.
He's Harrison Barnes heavy. Wiggins is mid. You're not going to convince me.
Harrison Barnes took 16 shots a game. That was the year before bro got there. He averaged 19.2. When Wiggins was taking 16.6 shots a game. Wait, when is this? 18.1. When he was taking 19 shots a game, 23. When he was taking 16 shots a game his second year, he gave you 20.7.
That's not now. You talking to me about old shit.
Motherfucker.
I've been watching him play basketball all season long.
He's taking 13. Now I'll give you 23. Now, granted, do I think that's going to continue? No. I think he'll eventually drop down to maybe like 41% shooting from 3, 48% shooting from the field. He'll give you just 21 points.
All right,
he's good.
All right, fam.
He's a good basketball player.
He's not a good basketball player. He's not a good basketball player. And ever since Bob Myers made the mistake of letting Kevin Durant come and play in that game in Toronto, he been making bad GM moves. Everybody he signed this season, he traded away.
So now you say it's a mistake. So now you say it's a mistake.
No, I told you then it was a mistake.
Okay,
I told you then it was a mistake. I said it's a mistake. I told you then it was a mistake.
Thank you.
I said that then. What are you? The fuck are you saying? Thank you for?
When I said the Warriors fell about mine, you told me I was wrong. You told me that.
No, I didn't. I said if he tells you he wants to play, you let him play. But that don't mean that you as the organization
let him play.
No, what did I told you?
I
told you a million times it was a business decision.
Okay.
And the business decision was to let him play.
So they failed him.
They didn't fail him. They didn't fail him.
They failed him as a human being.
No. Okay. Bob Myers has been failing as a GM.
Okay.
They didn't fail him as a human being. Okay. If he want to get out there, and also nobody told this motherfucker to go west side of Chicago footworking before the goddamn game.
Come on,
I don't want to hear that shit. Get out, look, daddy. Get out. Then nobody tell him to do that shit before the game.
That's not why he.
Shit, his shit. Nobody tell him to do that shit before the game. Anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and let's actually one super quick. Who will win the post All-Star MVP? It's Giannis.
Russell Westbrook.
Giannis is the MVP. It's not gonna stop.
Westbrook.
The Bucks are gonna win.
Giannis obviously
the Bucks are probably gonna win 70 games. They don't win 70. They're gonna win 68.
I think 60 is fair.
But
70 is
I think they're gonna win 70. I kind of feel like Giannis won 70. I think 70 to me makes Giannis a unanimous MVP.
He should be unanimous MVP already.
I agree with that, but I think 70 makes him the unanimous MVP.
He's not winning unanimous.
So I'm taking Giannis. You taking Russ?
I'm taking Russ. They not giving because I think that they traded Capella with one is health concerns. He might have plantar fasciitis, and two is just like Russ just looks fucking unstoppable. Like I've never seen Russ look this good. Even when he won MVP, he didn't look this good.
Yeah, into the playoffs and he started breaking shots, and I love Russ, but
he averaged like 40 in that series.
But did they win the games?
No.
No. Stop talking to me about people's averages.
The Rockets had a better team.
When they are perennial.
Yeah, the Rockets had a better team.
When Steph Curry lose once out of every other year.
The Rockets had a better team.
Then you could talk.
The Rockets had a better team.
We'll see.
Gee, they took that man off the floor for 2 minutes.
No, I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about he played with Paul George, didn't he?
Okay.
What's happening?
He didn't look this good then. He ain't never looked this good before. Ever.
Like I said, when the playoffs come, then
that's fair. It's a fair concern.
Then when the playoffs come,
fair concern.
Talk to me then.
But you said MVP for the second half of the season.
It's still going to be Giannis.
Obviously, Giannis is the MVP regardless.
No, but I think Russell, the second half MVP too. Westbrook. Because everybody gonna be like, they're not gonna get to 70 games. Guess what he gonna do?
They're not getting to 70 games.
They're not
getting 70
I'm
games.
glad you said
they're gonna win about
so
60
that when they get them to 70 games,
they're gonna win 60
every
games.
basketball writer that you say deserve to be in the Hall of Fame over these players,
they're gonna win 60 games.
When they vote and they don't pick him,
they should pick him unanimously regardless, no matter how many games they win. But they're not gonna win 70 games.
Okay. All right. Real quick, which move should the Bulls make to get back to the playoffs? I'll start off. I'm just gonna say that unless they fire Gar Forman and Jim Paxson, we're not gonna see any relevant moves. Or unless Anthony Davis decides that he doesn't want to play in Los Angeles and wants to actually play in Chicago and goes to the Bulls, we're not gonna see any change. We're dealing with a terrible ownership and front office regime. And although I have respect for what Reinsdorf has done in the past, I have respect for what he does with the White Sox. He doesn't put the same level of vigor, passion, money, and giving a damn into the Chicago Bulls post Michael Jordan. I think he got lucky and got gifted with the greatest basketball player of all time. And once he got his money, and he gonna continue to get his residuals on Michael Jordan's name and his jersey and his bobbleheads and all of that.
Can't agree with that.
I'm sorry.
The Bulls haven't had the Bulls.
They and you could mention Derrick Rose, but you got
Rose.
No. I'm not talking to you. I'm saying you as anybody. You can mention Derrick Rose.
They got gifted Derrick Rose.
But they got gifted Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
And the Luol Deng and Ben Gordon teams
were good. They beat the defending champion Miami Heat in the first round. Didn't they sweep them?
Look, but we talked. How many years ago was that?
Okay.
So we not.
I'm just saying they've been consistently good.
What is entertainment in sports?
Good.
It's a what have you done for me lately industry.
Okay.
What have they done for me lately?
Last 3 years, nothing.
What did they do before that?
Make the playoffs every year.
Because of who?
Jimmy Butler.
They ain't making.
D Rose was hurt. Jimmy Butler, Luol Deng, Noah.
No, you're disrespecting Joakim Noah. Name Joakim Noah first. Okay. Name Jimmy Butler the last out of them three.
All right, man.
The
year when D Wade and all they were there, they made the playoffs.
That's not.
I'm just saying they made the playoffs. We talking about playoffs.
I'm not talking about you talking about the playoffs. What moves they can't do nothing with this roster?
Here's my thing, right? I think
they don't have a Jimmy Butler on this roster.
I think they got to keep growing. Zach is better, by the way. I think they got to keep growing the guys that they got and keep their books flexible. I honestly believe within the next 3 years the Bulls will get a free agent. I really do. I think that the All-Star game helped a lot. I think that guys got to just again spend some time in Chicago, see the city, see what it could be. And I think Chicago might seem like a better living destination than what it seemed like maybe 5 years ago to some guys, because I just don't think the guys spent that much time in Chicago, and they finally got to actually spend some time there. I think they got to keep their books flexible, and I honestly think within the next 2 to 3 years the Bulls will get some free agent. I think they got to keep growing young guys that they got. Like I like the core that they have. It's not terrible. I like the core. Like I like Wendell. I don't think Laurie is what you guys think he is, but I think he's a good player. I think he'll have a very long basketball career.
Also keep hiring the wrong coach. That's another reason why.
I think that they have I think that he'll have a very long basketball career. People just told me he was dark, and I didn't agree with that. I don't think he sucks though. I like Zach LaVine. I think Chris Dunn's the top 20 defensive player in the NBA, one of the better defensive guards. So I like the core that they have. I think that they just don't have that one guy, and I think that within the next 2 to 3 years, with the guys that are coming up, I think that they'll get somebody. I honestly do. I think they need to stay the course, keep growing their guys, and look, they're not that far at the playoffs right now. They're not that far. Like they're with the 9th seed right now. They're not like a bottom of the barrel terrible team.
They are.
They're not.
Only people who ain't a Bulls fan is saying that.
They're not.
And you're not a Bulls fan.
They're not.
That's not true though. But
rebuilds take a while. Like they just don't happen in 1 year. Also, with the draft, you never know what might happen. They might get lucky again.
Rebuilding ain't got nothing to do with hiring with hiring competent coaches.
I don't think the coach is that terrible. Now, again, for the 100th time, I don't think the man is Phil Jackson. But when I look at the guys that they have on the team, I think that this is the coach you need to get you to that next coach that take you to another level, because you have to instill a certain form of discipline that these guys do not have. If you lose by 56 points and say the next day we don't want to go to practice, something wrong there. I done seen the Clippers win and have practice the next day. And when they lose, they damn sure got practice the very next day. In the morning at that. Because I'm there. So I know.
Can't agree with you on that one, Chief.
So I'm just saying.
They need an entire. The
defense good. The offense bad, but the defense still decent.
You talking to me about almost being good enough? That almost
the roster ain't that good right now.
No, almost being good enough ain't good enough.
The roster ain't that
good. I don't
good
care.
Right now.
Almost being good enough ain't good enough. Nobody forced you to give Felicio that money.
That's a bad deal.
That's a ton of bad deals.
It's
a ton of bad deals.
They're not a ton of bad deals.
Look.
Name me the bad deals.
Traded for Otto Porter.
That's not a bad deal. Want to know why hold on, wait. Otto Porter was good when he played. Also, his contract ends.
I don't care.
His contract ends
and
this summer. You're about to get $20 million in cap space.
The $20 million you had before with all of them
guys.
You
didn't have $20 million before.
They did. All of them contracts they traded away from Otto Porter was like Lucy's.
No, you traded
Which one of the Bulls players
you traded away Bobby Portis and Bobby Portis, who you weren't going to sign back. So basically, you got something for Otto. Otto isn't bad. When Otto was there, he's good. The issue is he's just hurt.
No, he's not a guy that was worth that contract.
He's good.
He's not you would have been better off letting Bobby P walk and trying to get that money to somebody else.
I disagree with that.
They have not made good GMing and coaching
decisions. You were going to let Jabari
since Derrick Rose was gifted.
You were going to let Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis walk. You bring in Otto Porter. Otto Porter is a very good player. Okay, very good, strong. He's a good player, a good solid wing. Is he worth $20 million? Probably not. But his contract ends in 2 years. You'll free up the cap space, or you can flip it for something else. The Zach LaVine deal was a great deal. $84 million for Zach LaVine is a great deal. And they're not strapped in the end of the contracts. What other contracts they got on their roster?
Like I said, you like almost being good enough.
No, I want
to win.
I think winning is a process.
I want to win.
And I think it's a process.
It's not a process when you cycling through coaches like you on a carousel.
They're not cycling through coaches. They only had a couple. How many coaches they had?
In 3 years? 2 years?
No. Fred was there for what, 3 years? And Tibbs was there for what, 6? Is Boylan been there too? They didn't have that many coaches.
In the past 3 years, they've been cycled through 3
No,
coaches.
they've had 2 coaches.
They've cycled through
2. Hoiberg and Boylan, 2.
And guess what? When they hired Hoiberg, guess what we was all saying? That's stupid.
No, it wasn't.
You wasn't. That's what I'm saying. You're not a Bulls fan. This is what I'm talking to you
Bulls fans
about.
are the worst fans of basketball.
Shut the fuck up.
They
You say
are.
that shit about every fucking fan. You
Bulls,
just said the Lakers are the worst fucking fans. You just said the Knicks are the worst fucking fans. You said the Warriors are the worst fucking fans. Fuck out of here.
I've never once
before your ass went to MSG, you like them niggas delusional. Whatever. Fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. You ain't finna disrespect. Shut the fuck up. You ain't finna disrespect us like we ain't sat here and watched this fucking mediocrity for fucking 24 years.
No, you haven't.
Fuck out of here.
You're good.
Mediocrity. Mediocrity, unless you was gifted Derrick Rose.
The Bulls got spoiled.
Mediocrity.
The Bulls got spoiled, and their fan base got spoiled by Michael Jordan and the great success they had in the 90s.
That's why you ain't a fucking fan.
That shit don't happen every year.
That's why your favorite your favorite teams are players, my nigga.
The Bulls have been
fuck out of here. I'm sorry, but I've been trying to fuck out of here. You not finna come and disrespect us. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Outside of the first three.
Fuck out of here. I ain't listening to you no more. You keep that shit. You ain't disrespecting us. We done been here. We done been here. You from your own city, you don't even like team. Shut the fuck up. You from your own city and you don't like team. Your opinion don't matter on the Bulls. We don't play to make the playoffs. We play to win championships.
No, you don't.
Fuck out of here.
That happened a couple years ago. Outside of them 6 years,
we ain't listening to you. Us Bulls fans don't want to hear that bullshit.
This is the issue. Outside of the 60s and the 90s, who are the Bulls? Nothing.
You keep talking. How many years ago was the 90s? 30 years. So stop talking about that
team. The team in around 50 years.
They're a fucking good team. They have not.
Shit.
They have not. Other than when they got lucky and got gifted Derrick fucking Rose. They have not built a good team.
Since 2000, how many times have they missed the playoffs?
Who was them teams built around?
Who knows? They were good teams.
Fucking God, G. Was you watching them teams when Eddie Robinson was on the fucking team?
Outside.
No, shut the fuck up.
Years.
No, I'm asking you a fucking question.
Yes, I did watch it. Yes, I watched it up, baby.
So tell me when the fuck they was building good teams. You gotta be bad to get the number one pick.
They went to the playoffs.
Do you not gotta be bad to get number one pick?
They went to the playoffs.
G, do you not gotta be
bad?
They
weren't that bad. Actually, they had an 9% chance to get the number one pick.
Alright, G.
They were like 9th, 10th seed that year. And that was one of the years that they missed the playoffs.
You keep talking to me about second place.
Bulls franchise index.
I don't look at me. Look at me in my eyes. Look at me in my eyes. I don't give a fuck about second place. I don't give a fuck about 8th place.
Shut up!
I don't give a fuck about 10th place. Stop that shit.
Since 2000, they made the playoffs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And how many championships?
None.
Out of 20 years.
So they made the playoffs 11. So they made the playoffs.
I don't want to hear
half of the time.
And I'm telling you, as a Bulls fan, that's mediocrity, and we don't want that.
I'm just saying.
As a Bulls fan, that's mediocrity, and we don't want that. And your ass might like mediocrity because you fans of players, but people that's fans of teams don't want no fucking mediocre ass team.
I'm just saying.
And it's a mediocre ass team, a mediocre ass front office, mediocre players, mediocre coach, mediocre training staff. The Chicago Bulls are a mediocre organization. And don't talk to me about outside of Michael Jordan. That was 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago. We had a whole new century.
They're a mediocre franchise.
I'm talking about this century. What's happening this century?
They're a mediocre franchise outside of Michael Jordan. In general.
I don't want to hear that.
Yes, they are.
I don't want to hear that.
Name me their history outside of Michael Jordan.
That's why I told you.
Name me their history outside of Michael Jordan.
Is losers.
Name me their history outside of
Michael Jordan. All your favorite players is losers.
Name me their history outside of Michael Jordan.
We not finna go through this.
You can't even name it.
Because you continue to
can't name it.
Like I said, we did this already. We had a whole fucking episode talking about this. Do we not?
Do we?
We ain't got a whole fucking episode talking about the Bulls.
No idea.
Shut the fuck up. Next fucking topic. You
name it.
I'm not talking about this shit no more.
Look up your own shit. But you can't name it.
You see it from me every week for the past how many years?
Because you can't name it. It don't really exist. They've had like 3 successful years in the whole franchise history outside of Michael Jordan.
Like I said, you're not finna make me regurgitate an argument
outside of Michael Jordan.
Your memory
they've
trash.
had like
you're not finna make me regurgitate an argument we done had time and time out again because your memory bad.
They've made 2 conference finals. 3 actually. Outside of Michael Jordan. 3 in the history of the franchise. Outside of Michael Jordan.
Keep talking to me about
because they not that good of a franchise outside of Michael Jordan.
Because they don't put the proper pieces in place, and that's what the fuck I've been sitting here saying for the past 10 minutes.
No, it's just hard to build a team, G.
No, it's not fucking hard to build a team.
It's hard to win, bro.
It's not hard to not sign Felicio, the bullshit.
It's really hard to win,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You need one of them guys to win, G.
No, it's not.
They suck. You need one of them guys to win, and them guys is hard to find, bro.
Guess what?
It's hard.
Guess what?
It's hard, bro.
Do me a favor. Become a fan of a team. Spend your whole life watching it.
It's hard to win.
No. Like I said, Become a fan of a team.
No.
Spend your whole life watching it.
It's
Go
hard
through
to
the
win,
ups
bro.
and downs with them.
It's hard to win.
And then watch mediocrity occur.
It's hard to win.
After you've witnessed greatness and you've witnessed some semblance of decentness,
It's hard to win.
even through 6 years of shit.
It's hard to win, G.
It's not.
It's hard to win in basketball.
Configure it better.
It's hard to win in professional
Do it
sports.
better. Do it
it's
better.
hard.
It's
you
hard.
need one of them guys, and if you ain't got one of them guys, it's hard, bro.
I don't wanna hear that. You can
It's
keep
hard.
that shit. You can keep that
It's
shit.
hard.
The Clippers. Did the Clippers make too many moves this trade deadline? Do you think they could potentially ruin the chemistry of the team? Obviously, we've been in the locker room. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they could, but I think luckily you have Kawhi, who is a very even kill leader, and you got Doc, who as like a player was a dog. So you got a lot of personality, but to me they all seem like like-minded, guys. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I definitely think the locker room will be definitely much different when we walk in there.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it looks when we get in there. But yeah, I mean, that's like I said. Luckily, you got a guy like Kawhi to him, who is a very even kill guy. But I mean, I think we won't know until they get down in the series. When they get down like 3-2, if that happens, then we'll see.
If
what
they
the team
get down
is
in
made
a
of.
series, it's their problem.
I'm saying, but then we'll see what this team is made of.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think they might have ruined the chemistry. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm not taking back anything I've ever said about Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson could come to me in my face and be like, "Hey, what's that shit you was talking?" I would say, "You play numbnut ball." And he would say, "Play me in a one-on-one." I said, "That's not what that conversation was about. That's about you, $1 million athlete, playing professional basketball, being a starting NBA point guard. You play numbnut ball." And I will continue to say that. He plays numbnut ball. Now, he might be blessed enough to come to a team with Doc Rivers where he can prevent him from playing numbnut ball and slot him in those slots. I've been thinking they needed a point guard. Patrick Beverley is a good starting point guard, but he's not a good starting point guard when you don't have an offensive facilitator on the team. He can work with Harden. He can work with Lou Will if Lou Will running the offense. But this year, Lou Will's not running offense. He's running offense. They need a backup point guard because the roles have shifted. I like Morris, but I think he's a little bit too much of a hothead. And I think good negative energy is good, but too much negative energy is bad. And I felt like Trez was the dog that brought that, not negative energy in terms of like he's bad, but like you need somebody to bring that nastiness to the floor. Like Joakim Noah said about KG, you're a rookie. And KG's like, man, what the fuck you talking to me about? Like, I don't want to talk to you. And he was like, but that inspired me to want to go out and win even more because I was like, I got to pulverize him. That's the kind of energy you need. Even a little scuffle with Embiid and all of that is just like, sometimes I do think that he tries to be Charles Oakley when they don't really need you. You don't need to be Charles Oakley. And this is today's NBA. Like, it ain't really no crazy tough guys running around in the NBA doing all of that stuff. And usually when I do see incidents or accidents or fights or scraps, it's usually Jay Crowder being involved, which is ironic because when you actually meet Jay Crowder, the human being, he's an extremely nice person. But on the basketball court, he's always in some shit.
I don't think no shit.
The Morris twins, always in some shit. They're probably great people, so I'm not judging them as people. But we're talking about basketball chemistry and locker room chemistry as well. I think before this trade deadline, they had 2 dogs and like a team full of nice guys. And I will actually 5. I put Lou Will in that conversation. And actually go listen to Lou Will's EP. It was actually decent. I'm asking about that when I see him in practice because he had a Kobe song and it was pretty decent. He also, the whole tape was decent. So they got 5 dogs, but now they got about 7. 7.
Who did?
I think that. Well, you know what? Then they got about 6. Now they got 6. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Now they got 6. What do you mean? Who the 6?
Who's 6?
I think you got Trez, you got Lou, you got Pat, you got Morris. What's that? 4? Huh? No, Lou's a dog. I think Lou's a dog. Okay, you know what? You might have 4. But I just feel like most championship contenders need
2.
Need 2.
Yeah,
like David West was as much of like a dog as you needed for the Warriors to do what they did. Which actually last year, if they would have had him, I think they would have won that series because he just changed the dynamic and he's a guy that can play in the mid range, even though he's old. He can hit a couple shots.
Yeah, no.
And I just think I disagree with it. I don't think he's going to win the series, but I think he can help switch up things enough to where none of those other guys on the floor ever was a secondary option on offense other than Klay Thompson. Think about it.
Boogie was at times.
Yeah, but he was coming back off of you know what I mean?
He said he had no business being out there.
Yeah, it's a difference. It's a difference. And if he said that, I believe it. It's a difference though. But so I just hope that they didn't like try to sway the team too much and thinking like, yo, we got to get and all they keep trying to add all these players to contend with Bron. And I keep thinking, you do know you got to make it past Bron, right?
I think,
you got to make it past Bron. You got to make it past Harden, you got to make it past Westbrook. You got to make it past Jokic. You got to make it past Luka. You got to make it past everybody that's in there other than LeBron. And I hope that they didn't just make all of these moves to stop LeBron and Anthony Davis and mortgage away what I believe that regardless of what they wanted to do, could have been a championship season. I honestly think but go ahead.
They looking at this not great. I don't know. I think you always want to win championships, especially when you bring these guys in. But I think they looking at this as like a cultural standpoint, a LA standpoint, as we want to beat the Lakers. We want to beat y'all. If we beat y'all, as far as like, you know, switching the city over to them, I think that that's more important for them, right? Maybe not for the players, but for the organization. I think that might be more important for them than winning the championship this year. Because again, you got to think, it's not like these guys are old. You can run this whole thing back next year. Like, you got PG and Kawhi under contract for next year. Now, the one thing that is a question mark.
Now they got a year to scheme for you, though.
Well, yeah, but again, now you can go in off season, see what you need to do, figure out some things that, you know, you can do to make your team better. To like examine, see who you lost to, see who you need to play. Okay, we need to do this to win next year. Come back with a renewed energy and win, you know, basketball games. The one thing that is a question mark though is PG's health and hamstring. This is what, second time he's pulled a hamstring this season?
Yeah, hammers are bad. Look at Chris Bosh.
It's a little question mark. Now, granted, you came into the season, you had bad shoulders. Your shoulders healed up. Ain't nothing wrong with your shoulders no more. But now you got your hamstring issues. That's an issue. I personally think. But luckily for them, I still think that they have enough scoring to, like, even, let's say, by some horrible, you know, reason that, you know, maybe he got hurt in the series and couldn't go. I think you still have enough guys to replace his scoring. You brought in Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson can still score the ball. And I think that bringing him in, maybe in Detroit he was asked to do too much. You give him an $84 million contract. He was getting paid more money than John Wall at one point in time. So maybe you think that he's going to be like, that's funny as hell. So maybe you think he's going to be a star. You pay him. But again, remember he was OKC being a sixth man. He looked great. Then he got traded to Detroit, got paid all that money. So, you know, maybe he's being asked to do too much. You come to a situation with the Clippers, you're not asked to do a lot. Dribble the ball to court, pass to Kawhi, get in the corner, do something when we give you the ball, figure it out, make something happen. So you hope that he's not even asked to make some of the decisions that he was asked to make in Detroit. But yes, I do worry about the locker room chemistry. Like, anytime you add that many guys mid-season, I granted, luckily, like I said, I think that they have Doc Rivers, who Doc done coached some teams, bro. Like, Doc done dealt with some characters. Like, that Boston locker room had a lot of characters, bro. You had KG, you had, you know, all those guys. But the thing about that team, that may not be the thing with this team, which I hope it is all those guys just cared about winning. They were at a point in their career where they only cared about winning. I think everybody with the Clippers is at that point in their career, but I'm not sure. Some guys still ain't got paid yet.
It's a few guys on this team that want to get paid, but
it's a few guys on this team that want to get paid. But I think a lot of hopefully you got more guys who just want to win. Like, even like bringing a guy like Reggie Jackson, I think he just want to win. You know, you change your reputation, take this half a season, play the best you can, win basketball games, go into the offseason. Somebody might pay you some money. You become a starting point guard again. So winning might be the best thing for you at this point in time. So hopefully all the guys that they got just want to win. And if they just want to win and you can put the ego aside, they won't have no issue. And luckily they got Doc coaching them, who has experience with coaching some characters.
Yeah, but I'm ready to get out of here. We've talked enough. We were going to talk about the Rockets, but I feel like we've exhausted that.
Kyrie, get better, please. Kyrie having I know y'all keep it in the chat. Kyrie having a season-ending shoulder surgery. What do you think about that?
I don't really care. I didn't think that they would. I don't really care. I didn't
get well, Kyrie.
I didn't think that they would do that well this season. I hope that he gets better. Obviously, I mean, I'm not wishing illness on the man, but I don't really care. I mean, he's damaged goods. And he's a guy that I thought had top 25 potential, but
I told you.
I think a lot. No, but it's not that.
You put me your top 25 of all time. Like, stop.
I did, but like I said, I don't judge guys off of what they might do in the future. I judge where they were now. But also, I said that. But also, I said at that point in time that he got to prove it to me, and he got to keep proving it, and he ain't proving it. He's proven that he is.
He's a Hall of Famer at this point.
He's a Hall of Famer, bona fide. He better be first ballot Hall of Famer.
He might not be first ballot.
You're gonna hear another rant from him.
He might not be first ballot.
But I don't know what's gonna happen from him for him and with him 3-5 years down the line. I don't even know if he really has any desire to play basketball anymore. If he just wants to collect a couple checks so that way he don't run out of money. And that's not to question his competitiveness, because obviously he's a fierce competitor. But sometimes you just grow and your dreams change and you evolve and you don't want to do certain things anymore. And I just think that, the media aspect of it is like another aspect that a lot of athletes don't consider into like wanting to be a star in the NBA. It's different than being a star when you're like a music artist. You schedule those interviews versus like here, but literally they there. Usually you half naked. Usually you half naked with a towel on, you sweating after you just played a competitive game for 3 hours. Yeah. So I hope the best for him, but I mean him and his team are irrelevant this year to me because we're waiting for Kevin Durant to get back. So him being injured just means KD's for sure out for the rest of the year, and we come back and we deal with it next year. I
mean, I thought that they had potential to win 50 games. I thought they had potential to win MVP. I mean, shit, the way the season started off, I thought I was right. Started off with a 50 ball. Next game is a 40 popper. Next game is a 40 popper. I mean, the way the season started off great. Then you deal with the injuries. I think for Kyrie, I don't think he plays past his contract. I have no inside information, but I don't think him or KD play past his contract. I think they both retire as Nets.
You funny as hell if you think KD not playing past that contract.
I don't think he will.
He will.
I think he has 13 years. Like he's been in the league 13 years. That would put him at about 17 years. Put him at about like 35 years old. Even KD said he don't necessarily want to play until like his body just breaks down.
Yeah, but he still got something to prove though.
What
every great player says that, and then they play until their body breaks down.
I'm not feeling like what does
who other than Andrew Luck? Shout out to AB. Walked away before it was like too late.
Jordan. When he came back with Jordan.
He didn't really walk
Jordan,
away.
Barry Sanders. Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, but they playing in a physically grueling sport. Not Jordan. I'm talking about Calvin Johnson, Barry, and also for one of the worst franchises in the history of any sports ever. Jordan walked away. Really, I think he's just depressed because his dad died, or the gambling conspiracy, or whatever y'all want to say. The second time he walked away because it was like what left is there for me to do?
I mean, what left is there for KD to do?
A lot.
Is it really?
It is.
Is it really?
He's not a bona fide top 10 player, and I think if when KD first started out, his goal was to be a top 10 player. I don't think he is.
I don't know if people ever gonna look at KD as a bona fide top 10 player though.
I disagree with that. I think he still has more work to do though.
I don't think they're gonna look at KD.
I think he's already easily top 15, top 25.
Yeah, 100%.
Top 15 player, no doubt.
100%.
But top 10. Arguable top 5, I still feel like he has a potential to get in that conversation. I don't think that him missing a year and then come back and playing 3 years, even if he signed a 1-1, I don't think that his career is going to be over once with this group. I honestly think he's going to retire at Oklahoma City Thunder.
I don't think he's playing much longer.
I think KD plays 5 more years.
I think 3.
And Kyrie plays 3.
I think both of them retire as Nets. I really do. I think that both of them give it their all with the Nets. Try to do something.
KD, if you retire as a Net, that's going to be the weakest end to your career ever. So I hope you don't do that.
I think both of them give it their all for this Nets deal and then retire as Nets. But hopefully, man, Kyrie get back, get well soon. Love to see you play. And yeah, we'll see you next year.
Yep. But anyways, we're about to get out of here. We'll get up with y'all next time. Sorry for all of the difficulties during the stream. Make sure you check out this podcast on Dash Radio on iTunes, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. Everywhere you can get your podcast. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Also, make sure you go and you drop a comment on the video. Check it out. As always, been Hoops and Brews, your boy TPJ. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. That's Real TPJ. That's REEL TPJ. It's a film joke. If you don't get it, you damn dummy. And as always, the show co-stars rapper extraordinaire Pavy. Go ahead, get your plug in, talk to the people.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy World, all one word. You can go check out Pavers.com.
Yep, and I was drinking rosé today, and he was drinking probably some Tito's. So,
great
as always, if you're under 21, don't drink and drive. And if you're under 18 and Canada, you better not be drinking and driving. If you're under 21 or 18 in Canada, don't drink and drive. Don't drive at all because it's wrong, and don't be drinking either. If you're under
don't drive at all.
Yeah, don't drive at all. If you're under 18 and 21 and you drinking and driving, what's wrong with you, fam? If you over 18 and 21, you better not be doing that. Anyways, we'll get up with y'all later. Much love, much respect. Peace out. It's been Hoops and Brews.
You know what? It's I had a lot of players and former players coming to me the last year, like genuinely concerned. Like, are you going to be okay? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right. And he says, listen, it's gonna be progressive, right? The first week, it's gonna be a serious state of depression. The second week, you're gonna be angry. The third week, you're gonna start coming around. You're gonna have a level of acceptance. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm good. Like, I'm good. And I think the most important thing is finding what it is that you love to do. That's the hardest part. And it took work. Like, basketball was born to play. For the second phase, what we're doing, It took a lot of work, a lot of soul searching, a lot of investigating and trying things out. But when you find what it is that you love to do, then you wake up every morning with a sense of purpose. So my life has been great. I mean, I fell into a great routine. I work out 5 o'clock every morning, take the kids to school, get some breakfast with my wife, go to the office, work there, pick the kids up, and then from there it's just, volleyball here, basketball here, soccer there, you know what I mean? And that's my routine. The appreciation comes in moments, it comes in increments, like you go through a moment in time and you realize that you're going way too fast, and you really get a chance to appreciate everything that's happening. So you take a beat and you appreciate it, but the reality is you can't stay there, you know what I mean? Because then you can't ever grow and evolve, right? So there's moments of appreciation, and then you have to move on and focus with your head down on what comes next, and then come up for air every now and then. You know what? I had a lot of players and former players come